crafty with a stat here for us. It's 20-0 Colts at halftime in that game against the Miami Dolphins, and the Colts have scored on every possession they've had in the first half. That has not happened since Peyton Manning in 2006. Daniel Jones has led an offense to a stat line that has not been seen in Indianapolis since Peyton Manning was there. Absorb that. Absorb it. Just absorb that knowledge. That's a thing. That's a real stat that is actually there in the world. It's been spoken into the ether. Meanwhile, the Giants had 8 downs to score a touchdown and came away with 3 points. And we seem to just love throwing screens. What's changed for Daniel Jones? What's changed for Daniel Jones? And what hasn't changed with the New York Giants? Let's think about that. Let's ruminate over this, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? You and I, we're here. We're just a couple of guys or girls out there. But let's just have a little discussion here. Brian Daboll and Mike Kapka still with the New York Giants. Daniel Jones now with the Colts and Shane Steichen. Daniel Jones playing very well, efficiently, scoring points. The New York Giants playing exactly as they did with Daniel Jones there.
Are you ready to rep your team like never before? Then it's time to gear up at the Stay Tuned Sports Merch store, where we have everything you need to flex your fanhood in style. Throw it back with our exclusive 8-bit NFL helmet tees. Pixelated perfection for the old school football fanatic. Need something cozy for kickoff? Our Stay Tuned hoodies are built for bold fans and chilly Sundays. Decorate your den with championship banners that scream victory, because legends deserve a wall of fame. And for those early morning hot takes, grab a Stay Tuned coffee mug, or better yet, brew up a cup of our very own Stay Tuned coffee. Smooth, strong, and made for those perfect football Sunday mornings. So whether you're tailgating, couch coaching, or just vibing with your crew, we've got the gear to keep you tuned in. Head to bit.ly/StayTunedMerch right now and level up your fan game. Stay loud, stay proud, stay tuned.
Do you think that this is that first step to... Is this a putting the toe in the water to see the reaction, to see what people say about ostensibly bringing back the Redskins uniform just without the logo, to see what people's reaction are? And if you've read underneath any of the social media where Washington went ahead and posted this, because they posted it, obviously the NFL posted it, and a lot of the other reporters, Ari Miroff, Ian Rappaport, or your usual NFL people. Under all of those, people have been giving their reactions. So you think that this was a toe in the water situation?
I mean, one, I've been saying for a couple of years that that they'll eventually be the Redskins again. But yes, I kind of think that as far as today goes.
I had a thought, because here's the thing. I have a thought. It's very similar to yours, and it is along that case of this country lost its collective mind in 2020. Yes. Like, if you look at just between everything, if you look at what happened in just the year of 2020, now that we're 4 years beyond that, looking back, kind of maybe collecting a sense of common sense again, and I think that's the thing, is that looking back on it now, overreacted on a lot of things. There was a lot of shit that was going on.
Stay Tuned Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of two possibly intoxicated idiots watching the National Football League.
Welcome, everybody, to Stay Tuned Sports as we're getting ready to watch along with Monday Night Football as the Detroit Lions take on the Baltimore Ravens in the beautiful, I guess however you look at it, city of Baltimore, known for its crab cakes, its Charm City moniker, and, you know, depending on who you talk to, maybe the crime rate. I have no idea. Also known for their Baltimore Ravens. Always good, always talented, but always come up just short. Always don't seem to perform in the clutch. Will that be the same thing today, or will they go ahead and put belt to ass of the visiting Detroit Lions? Meanwhile, Detroit lost both coordinators. Looked like they were a little off against the Green Bay Packers in Week 1. They looked dominant in Week 2 against the Chicago Bears, who just beat the shit out of the Dallas Cowboys. Will the Lions show up today? I happen to think it's going to be a close one. I think we got a great matchup here for Monday Night Football, and I hope you do as well. Thank you so much for joining us. If you want to help us out and like anything that's on this channel, please hit that like, share, and subscribe. Helps us out tremendously, especially if you're new here. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and again, the likes and the shares help with the algorithm. More people here, more people like, more people subscribe. It's all just a runaway effect, and we certainly hope we get that, and we certainly hope that we've earned your subscription, and we certainly hope that we can earn the subscription of anybody that you might know, which is why we ask you to go ahead and do that. If you already like us a lot and you want to go ahead and give us a little bit more of a fiduciary boost, a little more of a financial support, if you will, we have our links for our donation station and our merch store in the top of the chat, in the description below this video. Both of those places, again, donation stations at buymeacoffee.com. You just click on the link, donate whatever you'd like. If you want to get your name on a ticker, donate more than $35. Replace Pecan's name there. He's been there for about a year, and you can go ahead and get your name on there. But again, we will accept and will appreciate any and all donation. You want to donate 5 cents? Go right ahead. Helps us out tremendously. Merch store. New stuff coming all the time. We got a Jackson Dart shirt in there. Maybe that's coming sooner than everybody thought. With Jackson Dart there in old East Rutherford, New Jersey. We got a Bengals Sell the Team shirt. We've got the Orchard Park Football Mafia Charging Buffalo Wing shirt. We've got Jets stuff from we got Jersey Jets, Jersey Giants. Got some Eagle stuff in there. 8-bit helmets. We've got coffee mugs. We've got banners. We've got... You want it, you got it, we got it there, and more stuff coming all the time. And if you have any suggestions, come into the chat, which is open, by the way, and tell us what you'd like to see in the merch store, and we'll see if we can get it up there for you as well. Also, in the top of the chat and in the description below this video, we have a link for our Discord. Still there, trying to build it. Slowly but surely we're getting there. We got Hamster in there. We got ELS in there. We've got Lloyd in there. We got a lot of people in there now. Starting to build a little bit of an audience. Hopefully we get a little bit more. You can join it right now and help build it. It's very slow, very low, quiet right now, but you can change that if you'd like. Also, have a link for my nephew Thomas. He's up for Youth Athlete of the Year. Go ahead and click on that link. You can go give him some votes. Support him on his journey to hopefully be the Youth Athlete of the Year. You give him a couple of votes. You can buy votes there. It's kind of like the American Electoral College. Go ahead, buy some votes there. And all the money that you would pay for the votes, it goes to the Jimmy V Foundation and, of course, to the Why Not You Foundation as well. That helps out everybody involved. You'll feel good about yourselves. You'll make my nephew feel good about himself. And I'll give you a big thumbs up. Thank you so much. In the chat, we've got ELS, we've got Hamster, we've got Lloyd, we've got Crafty, who survived all the intros. I'm very... Crafty in the chat even says, all those intros lasted longer than Brian Daboll's coaching future. That might and hopefully is correct. Hopefully we won't see him soon. I was hoping I woke up this morning to the news that Brian Daboll was gone. Not that lucky, unfortunately. But we'll see how much longer. Hamster in the chat saying, I've never watched the CFL game. It looks weird. It's a little, again, it's the bigger field. You have the center line, which is the 55, the end zones, which are 15 yards deep. It's a little different game, but it's fun to watch. I like the CFL. Go Blue Bombers, Winnipeg, like Winnipeg. Edmonton Eskimos and the BC Lions. Like, yeah, I like watching the CFL, man. That's good shit. Crafty in the chat says, I lost track of all the season-ending injuries that came out of this week. Bosa's gone. Najee Harris, gone. Connor, gone. CeeDee Lamb out for 2 weeks. Maybe put on IR, says Jerry Jones. Says CeeDee Lamb might be on injured reserve, which means he would be out for a minimum of 4 weeks with his ankle sprain. Oh, they're doing changes to the CFL? Okay, let me see here. Major CFL changes. Your questions to the changes coming to future seasons. Okay, on September 22nd, the Canadian Football League announced 4 upcoming changes for the 2026 and 2027 seasons aimed at increasing touchdowns and big plays, maintaining consistent game flow, and enhancing fan experience. Coming in 2027, the goalposts are moving to the back of the end zone. No longer will be at the goal line. Removes obstruction for teams trying to score a touchdown. More room for quarterbacks to have unobstructed passes to the end zone. More options for offenses starting drives near their own goal line. Better views of the end of the end zone for stadium and television. No more doinks from QBs off the uprights. Safer for players. Okay, number 2. So that's weird. Their CFL is going to move it, but it's a bigger end zone. So it's like, just think, if you're on the 20-yard line, that's a 40-yard field goal now. If you're on the 30-yard line, that's a 50-yard field goal. So that is a big change for the Canadians. They're changing it. That's why. Oh, the Canadians are shortening. They're finally joining the Americans. They're cutting the end zones down to 15 yards, and they're changing the field from 110 to 100 yards. So no more center line, no more 55-yard line. It's going to be a regular 100-yard field, and now the end zones, instead of being 20 yards deep, will only be 15. Because I was going to say, if it was 20 yards still for that, it would make, like, the kicking game would be awful. So they're keeping it at 65 yards wide, so it's still going to be a wider field. They're keeping just the 3 downs, it looks like, right? Yeah. They're modifying the Rouge. At one point, so no more games decided by missed field goal or a punt or a kickoff that goes through the end zone. No single point when missed field goals go wide of the goalposts. Punts or kickoffs sail or bounce through the back of the sides or the end zone without being touched by a returner. Okay. The only time the Rouge is going to be rewarded is if a returner can't take a punt, field goal, or kickoff out of the end zone, or a returner takes a knee. Interesting. So it's going to force players to come out. If you kneel on it, you're going to give the point away. So they fucked up. They got rid of the Rouge. Okay. Team benches moving to opposite. What was it on the same side before? So the CFL had played the benches were on the same side? I didn't even know that. That's a new one. That's one I didn't even know. And they're adding a 35-second play clock. Okay. Is this Canadian Football League becoming less Canadian? Just come on. Just come and join the American CFL. We'll absorb you. We'll make you the Canadian division. Come on. You know you wanna. You know you wanna. I love the CFL teams. It's currently right now the Canadian teams are the Montreal Alouettes, the Ottawa Red Blacks, the Toronto Argonauts, the Hamilton Tiger Cats, the Saskatchewan Roughriders, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, Edmonton Eskimos, and Vancouver, or not Vancouver, but they play in Vancouver, but they're the BC Lions. I think I got all of them. Lions are going to get the kickoff here, by the way. The Ravens appear to have won the toss, and they will defer. I miss NFL Europe, man. That shit was good. The Hamburg Sea Devils, the Berlin Thunder, Frankfurt Galaxy. And the kickoff is away. Lions are going to return it up to the 30, 33, 34-yard line, and then he gets pushed back. He'll get it up to about the 33, 34-yard line, and that's where the Lions will start. Yo, bring back the World League of American Football. We had the New York, New Jersey Knights here back in the early 90s. I remember that as a kid. I loved that. You had the World League. They were good. The Orlando Thunder with the neon green uniforms. I wish they would come back. That was a great team. That'd be a great expansion team. So 1st and 10. Goff hands off to Gibbs, and he bounces off. A couple players gets about a yard. 2nd and 9 upcoming. Second and 8 they gave the Lions. Goff back, looks, throws, caught wide open, and down to the Baltimore 41-yard line. That's going to be Jamison Williams with the reception. Hand off to Gibbs, and he's going nowhere. That's going to be a big loss there for the Lions. Lloyd in the chat says, let's go Detroit. Of course, Lloyd, our resident Lions fan. Hamster says, we don't care about Canadian football, King. This is America. America used to have the CFL. We had the San Antonio Texans and the Baltimore CFL Colts, and they tried to call them the Stallions. They're Colts. I think it was the Las Vegas Posse. There were some good ones there. Good run there from Detroit. Gibbs gets a couple yards back, and it's going to be 3rd and still long, but they get a little bit back. So here we go, 3rd and 6. Goff in shotgun. He's got trips to his right. Let's see how this plays out. Goff looks, throws, it caught. Jamison Williams again. And the Lions get a big chunk play, 1st down, and now they're in the red zone here. Starting off the game 12-14 and counting in the 1st quarter. Goff's going to hand off here to Gibbs again. Gibbs, he's going to escape a tackle. They should have had him for no gain. He gets 2 yards. Hamster says, I think I picked the Ravens, but I hate them. I'm rooting for the Lions. I don't like Baltimore. And like I said, this game had the feeling of it would be close. And if it's close, I can't pick the Ravens. If I think it's going to be close, I can't pick the Ravens because they always falter under pressure. Let's see if they can start maybe changing that narrative tonight. But I don't know. And until, again, you have to show me. And until you show me, I'm going to doubt you a little bit. 2nd and 8, Goff throws. It's going to be caught by Gibbs for a gain of 6 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 2. 3rd and a long 2, maybe. So now 3rd and 3 officially. Goff's got all day. Throws it into the ground at the feet of Jamar Gibbs. Lions are going for it. Of course they are. That's Dan Campbell, baby. That's big balls, kneecap biting Dan Campbell. You think he's going to kick a field goal on the opening drive when they're getting down there? But it's going to be 1st down and goal from the 4. The sun god, Amon-Ra St. Brown with the reception. 1st and goal, Detroit. I'm going to be adjusting this just a little bit. There we go. That's fine. So 1st and goal from the 4-yard line now. Hand off to Gibbs. Gibbs is going to push. Gibbs gets close. They're going to say he's about a yard short. He was fighting for that one. Hamster in the chat says, I love when Detroit had Calvin Johnson since I'm a big Georgia Tech fan. Rambling Neck from Georgia Tech and a hell of an engineer. Hell of an engineer, and I drink my whiskey clear. Second and goal. Hand off to Gibbs again, and this one he gets right in there, and that's a touchdown for the Lions. Starting off with a touchdown, a 4th down conversion to make it 1st and goal. And on 2nd and goal, Gibbs gets in there for the touchdown, and the Lions are up early here in the game, 9-16 in the first quarter. Masturbates for the extra point. Snap, hold, kick up is good. Doggy. And the Lions off to an early 7-0 lead here on the Baltimore Ravens. Still have the throwback word marks in the end zone there, just all painted black because that's what the Ravens are going to be wearing today. Lloyd says, see, this feels good to be a Lions fan. It feels good when your team is, good. And, knows how to play football. It's pretty good. As a Lions fan, I know that's not something you guys have experienced a lot of in history. Like I said, I know as a Giants fan, me complaining about the last 15 years of being a Giants fan sounds like, I'm a spoiled brat because I've seen my team win 4 championships in my lifetime. I just saw them beat, the Patriots twice in 4 years, whatever it was, and all that. But it's been a while. The last time I, was able to really enjoy Giants football, I had hair still. So Lloyd in chat says, that's what I'm talking about. I'm really intrigued though. ELS, that was a great poll for the CFL, because I don't know if anybody remembers a couple of years ago there was talk about whether or not the CFL was going to merge with the XFL. Because it was both like, I think The Rock had just taken over the XFL from Vince, and the Canadian Football League was just coming out of the COVID shit, and they were in financial dire straits, and there was a real thought of, well, maybe they're gonna do a little bit of a merger, and Canadians were all outraged how they're gonna change our sport. They're gonna change it all. It's gonna be so terrible. It's not gonna be Canadian anymore, and all that stuff. And it ended up not going through. But what they've done with these rules is really kind of set it up to where, like, if you wanted to start merging the rules, they've now gone to the 100-yard field, and now you're going to be able to, all you're going to have to do is narrow that and then shorten the end zones, and you got an NFL field there, a regular NFL field. Like, it's not going to be too hard to change that as far as rules go. The rules seem to be going more towards an NFL style. Like, they've basically gotten rid of the rouge. It's gone outside unless you're going to kneel the kickoff or punt or touchback or whatever. The rouge is gone, so that's another big piece of Canadian thing. Like, it seems like they've kept the 3 downs, and they've kept the 1 yard line of scrimmage. You instead of it, the neutral zone being the length of the ball, the neutral zone has to be 1 yard. So they've kept some of that, and the running start. Like, you can have a man in motion running towards the line of scrimmage. You have one man with forward motion before the snap, as long as he doesn't cross the line of scrimmage. So it seems like they've kept those things, but those are easy things to change or modify. So very interesting. I'm very interested to see how that turns out for the old CFL. Let me shorten this up a little bit. So that was a touchback there. It kicked before it went into the end zone, and then was touchback. So it's only at the 20 for the Ravens. LamarJackson throws, caught Mark Andrews, and he's got a big 20-yard gain instantly on first down. 1st and 10 for the Ravens as they are moving the ball. .840 remaining in the game. And we got some penalties here. Neutral zone infraction on the Lions. Going to have to move them back. And that's the first flag of the game. I'm gonna say, for the most part, I like the new rules for the CFL. There needed to be some changes there. Like I said, the fact that they moved it to the back of the end zone before I read the other rules. It's funny that they put that there, because you're like, wow, that's gonna make. If you get to the 20-yard line, it's gonna be a 40-yard field goal. Like, it's gonna be hard to score field goals there. Derrick Henry with a run. They're a gain of about 6 or 7. That's gonna be a first down for the Ravens. They move the chains again. I was like, well, that would have, to me, I thought that would have been interesting. They're like, we want to increase scoring. And it's like, okay, but then why are you making it like that? But they shortened the end zones to only 15 yards now. So it makes it a little bit better. You're still talking about, like, if you do get to the 20, that's still a 35-yard field goal. If you're at the 40, that makes it a, 55-yard. Like, it does make it a little bit more difficult to kick a field goal than it does in the NFL, but still. LamarJackson, he's cutting. He's moving, and then it looks like he slips. He didn't want to, but he does get the first down. Moving the ball are the Ravens against this Detroit defense. Right now, this looks like the over-under. Right now, the over is looking really good. Like, just based on early days here. That's going to be Mark Andrews again. Good for about 8 yards on the reception. 2nd and 2 upcoming here for the Ravens. Lloyd in the chat says the Lions need to hold their offense. Well, if they hold them, they'll get a penalty called. But that might be what they need to do to stop this Ravens offense the way it looks right now. Both offenses just marching right down the field. Second and 2 coming up. Hand off to Derrick Henry, and he gets... I thought he only got to the line of scrimmage. They're going to say he got a yard. 3rd and 1 upcoming for the Ravens. Hamster says, throw it to Flowers. I need him to have 4 catches in my fantasy league. Actually, is it the STFU, Hamster? No, in which case... Don't throw it to Flowers. We don't need it. We don't need Flowers catching nothing. Hand off to Henry, and he just bowls through to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, 5, touchdown, Baltimore Ravens. And it was a flag, offsides on the Lions, the second encroachment on the Lions. So there you see the flag, you see the touchdown in the way, you see there's so much craziness. Look at that graphic on top of graphic, but it doesn't matter. What a hole for Derrick Henry. Oh, for your parlay? Okay. Here comes the extra point. Snap, hold, kick, up, right down the middle. And we're all tied up at 7. This feels like these are just the first of many scores to happen in this game. If this pace continues, we might have a fun one here, folks. Hamster says, though, it might let you cash out, though, because you already had Gibbs and Henry to score. They might be looking like, hey, listen, we'll give you almost all the money you would have won if you just want to get out of this now. All right, That works for me, man. That works for me. So there we go. 2 drives in the first quarter, 2 drives with a touchdown. Ravens and Lions tied up at 7. Starting off the way I think a lot of people thought it would start off. Let's see if this pace can continue. I certainly hope it does. I want a nice, exciting game. I'm sure you do as well. And thank you so much for watching along with us here on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King, and thank you for being here. If you like any of this, you like the setup, you like the graphics, you like my fat ass talking to you for some reason, scratching my eyeball, I don't know. If you like any of this, hit that like button, hit that share button, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. I hope I earned your subscription. If not, I certainly hope to earn it in the future. Both me and Jimbo, my co-host here, who's not here right now because he's got work in the morning because he's not a broke, jobless loser like I am. Speaking of being broke, if you want to donate to the show, help us out here, try to make the show better, get better equipment, get better lighting, get better computers, get better backgrounds other than my kitchen here, you can go ahead and donate to us over at our Buy Me a Coffee. That link is up in the top of the chat and in the description below this video. Our donation station link is there. Also, our merch store link, same places, chat and in the description below. Thank you so much for all of your patronage. Thank you. You'd figure we'd have a Patreon, but we do not because I don't know how to set that up and I don't want to and I'm lazy. Not that I'm lazy. I don't know because I know Patreon steals a bunch of money and there's been some talk about it. So I was like, I don't know what Buy Me a Coffee does because we haven't really gotten a lot through Buy Me a Coffee. Although Pecan has given us $35 in donation. That's why his name is in the ticker. And if you want your name in the ticker, all you have to do is donate more than $35 and you will get your name in there. Hamster thinks it'll probably be the last team with the ball wins this game. It could be. It could be. I feel like this game so far has started off in that fashion. Lloyd says, "Oh, I don't know, Hamster." Again, It's hard to predict, but it feels like this one might be that. It might be a shootout here, Lloyd. So we'll see. Lions take the kickoff up to the 32 with a flying tackle. And that's where Goff will take over for his second drive. Goff throws incomplete. They're going to say it was a backwards pass and that Gibbs picked it up. So it'll be a massive loss, but I think it was a forward pass. Over-under was 52.5 ELS. 52.5 when this when it closed was that is what. So they did say that was a live ball, so that's a 9-yard loss. Gibbs is going to get bounced backwards again, and he's going to lose half a yard maybe, or maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. We'll see where they spot him. No, it's that's 23, so it's technically a lateral. That's not a forward pass, so that's the right call by the officials. So 3rd and 19. Gibbs did get back to the line of scrimmage. Big play here. Goff back, looks, throws to Gibbs out of the backfield. He gets a bit of a running lane, gets up to the 30, but that is where he will be stopped. So it's going to be 4th and about 12. And that's going to be a punt from the Lions. I mean, Dan Campbell's crazy. He loves going from the 4th down, but he's not that crazy. ELS said, 53.5, that is definitely going to be over. I don't know. We'll see. Crafty says that backwards pass by Goff would have done Tua proud. Let's relax. Let's relax on that. Let's relax on that. Fast moving first quarter here, already down to 3:28 and counting. And the punt is away. Got it to 15 there by the Ravens. Return to the 25-26, and that is where he is stuffed down into the ground by Vaki. Oh, where's my eye? I feel like my eye is tearing. Oh, Salamia. Got to follow it with the dentist tomorrow. That's going to suck. Lloyd says that was embarrassing. That's not great, and you got to hope now that your defense can get some kind of stop there on this next drive for the Ravens. Because now you start giving, if the Ravens get the upper hand here, you know, you want to try to, at least if you're Detroit, I feel like if you're on the road, you want to try to keep at least in the lead or have the Ravens chasing you to tie the game. You don't ever want to be the team that's chasing, I don't think, unless you're Baker Mayfield, I guess, because you get away with that. You just get to do whatever you want to do. So I don't know. Oh, the SEC released each team's annual, since the SEC's moving to the 9-game conference schedule. They've announced who the annual opponents every year, what each team will be playing annually every year instead of like on a rotation. So let's see. Alabama annually, starting next year, will be playing Auburn, Tennessee, and Mississippi State. Arkansas is going to be playing Missouri, Texas, and LSU every year. Auburn plays, obviously, Alabama, Georgia, and Vanderbilt every year. Florida is going to be playing Georgia, South Carolina, and Kentucky every year. Georgia is playing Auburn, Florida, and South Carolina every year. Kentucky will be playing Florida, Tennessee, and South Carolina every year. LSU will be playing Arkansas, Ole Miss, and Texas A&M every year. Mississippi State will be playing Ole Miss, Vanderbilt, and Alabama every year. Missouri's playing Arkansas, Texas A&M, and OU every year. Oklahoma gets Missouri, Ole Miss, and, of course, Texas. Ole Miss gets Mississippi State, LSU, and OU. South Carolina gets Georgia, Florida, and Kentucky. Tennessee gets Alabama, Kentucky, and Vanderbilt. Texas gets Texas A&M, Arkansas, and OU. And Vanderbilt gets Auburn, Tennessee, and Mississippi State. Very interesting. That's going to be an 8-yard gain for Kohler. 2nd and 2 coming up here. Because I had seen before that ELS had sent me the link about how now the ACC is going to be going to a 9-game conference schedule. Seems like that's the way. And thank God they're finally doing that. Hand off to Derrick Henry, and he gets no gain. And it might even be a half-a-yard loss. ELS says 7 points will be scored in this drive by the Ravens. That's an interesting thing. How many points do you think the Ravens will score in this drive? Will it be 7? Will it be 3? Will it be 0? Will Detroit score on this particular drive? Pick 6, safety. That'd be a long way for a safety. But you never know. Things can happen. So 3rd and 3. Flowers in motion, going to the right of Lamar. Lamar steps back, gets pressure, floats the ball, and it is nowhere near anybody. 4th and 3, and the Lions get a stop. So the Lions get exactly what they needed after the Ravens had stopped the Lions after an errant swing pass that had gone as a lateral. And on this point, I actually will agree with Brandon Perner from That's Good Sports, and he's at Brandon Perner on Twitter. He says, I think any pass forwards or backwards behind the line of scrimmage should be a live ball. I've been saying that for years. I think that should be an extra added element to the NFL. Punt all the way down to the 3-yard line. And the Lions get taken down at the 7. We've got a flag down, though. What happened here? Holding on lines, that's half the distance to go. The lines are going to be starting on the fucking 2-yard line here. Jesus Christ. I don't know why these guys are still trying to receive the ball. Once you hit that 10-yard line on a punt, let that ball bounce. If it happens to die and stay within bounds and not out of the end zone, that's fine. Good win for the punter. But trying to catch the punt there, like that's always a bad idea. Lloyd in the chat says, "Idiots." Just to tell you how that last series went. Lloyd went from saying good stuff for the stop and making the Ravens punt, and then idiots for the result of the punt. So. No, hamster, you misheard what I said and what Brandon said. Here's what Brandon Perna said, word for word, which is something that I have been saying for many years as well. I think that any pass that forwards or backwards behind the line of scrimmage should be a live ball. That's what was said. So any ball, like if you throw the ball, I don't care if it's a forward pass or backwards pass, If it's behind the line of scrimmage, it should be incomplete. I'm tired of, like, they throw the screen passes, but it goes a little bit forward. So, incomplete pass, even though it's behind the line. No, I think the ball should have to pass the line of scrimmage for it to not be considered like a live ball. That adds a little extra element for these stupid fucking screen passes that everybody wants to fucking throw, and the swing outs and all that shit. Fuck it. You want to do that? You want to do that? A little bit of danger. Have a little bit of danger in there. You know what I'm saying? No more, it maybe limits the check down merchants here that everybody talks about. Oh, a quarterback's just a check down merchant. Well, take that element away. See what happens. I'm glad I'm not the only one that had that thought. I'm glad I'm not the only one who was like that's had that cross my mind. That feels redeeming for me. That Brandon also has that feeling as well. Yeah, ELS, I got to say, Ashton Genty has not really gotten off to a great start there with the Oakland, Las Vegas Raiders. David Montgomery gets the carry, and he's going to get about 6 yards on that carry, 6 or 7. So the Lions get a little bit of breathing room here. They only give him 4? I thought he got a lot more than that. That's a bad spot. That's a bad spot according to me. And, of course, I'm not there, and I don't have a clear view because I'm watching it from a TV on my computer screen. But I still say it's a bad spot. Second and 6. We've got a flag on the play. Montgomery's going to get hit in the backfield. We'll see what the flag is. The play went off, so it makes me feel it's either encroachment on the Ravens or illegal formation or illegal procedure on the Lions. Illegal formation on the Lions. The Ravens take the play, decline the penalty. But as you know, we do not take flags off for declined penalties or picked up flags. You throw the flag, officials. We count it so we get the total amount of play stoppages and dumb flags and all this shit that we got to have you turn on the mic for all that bullshit. So, again, that's why it's not a penalty counter. It is a flag counter. Just in case anybody was here and wants to know that, Lloyd in the chat goes, idiots! As he, again, is not happy with his Detroit Lions. Now from the 5, 3rd and 7. Goff back in his own end zone. Looks, throws across the middle. Caught! First down to the 15-yard line. Laporta. And don't call him Laporta Potty, for he has a first down for the Lions. They get out of the shadow of their own end zones, and they move the chains. First set of downs. First down, Lions. Just like that, first quarter is over. With that, it is still 7-7. Lions are going to have 1st and 10 coming up from their own 15-yard line when the second quarter begins. What did that take? That only took 45 minutes for the first quarter? No, sorry, 35 minutes. Yeah, because the game started at roughly 8:15. 35 minutes for a quarter is not bad. Keep that pace. This game will be a good 2.5 hour game. Let's go. Keep that pace up. Keep that pace up, boys. Get a nice, good game going here. Be done by about 10:45. Still got time to have a hot dog or two. I don't know. Got a little late dinner. Another beverage, perhaps. Lloyd in the chat says the Lions need to be careful and compose themselves. Just need to keep our composure. Nobody panic. Gotta keep our composure. Hamster seeing Halloween commercials. I have the stream on here, so it's all like internet ads and shit like that. I don't have the Olivia one on here, unfortunately. Like last night, the cock was all over Olivia Rodrigo. Like they couldn't keep the cock could not keep it off of Olivia. So I don't know what was up there, why they kept on showing that American Express Olivia Rodrigo commercial over on the cock, but it was just they must have a marriage there between Olivia and cock. Maybe Olivia likes the cock. I don't know. Hamster. Hamster, that's the one rule I would like to see brought over from college to the NFL, especially for like late in games. I think that's a fantastic rule. Would help add a little more of a, late game excitement. Is that the clock will stop on a first down and starts when the ball is set by the official. So it's just those little couple extra. I like that idea. I think that would be really, really cool in the NFL. That's one of the few rules I want to see taken from college and brought to the NFL. So I agree with you on that one. Hamster says, I want 4+ hour games. Hamster, here's the problem. 4-hour games are usually boring as fuck. I don't like that. Keep it a good pace, good fast-paced game. Like probably a 3-hour game is perfect. 3-hour games per. That's why NFL starts at 1, then you have the 4 o'clock games. It's a 3-hour game. That's perfect. Montgomery pass out of the backfield, and he's going to go and gets up to the 26-yard line for another first down from the Lions and blows up a poor Ravens defender. Humphrey. It was Humphreys. Jesus Christ. You don't want to. Said, move, bitch. Get out the way. So 1st and 10. Now from the 28. Geez, all the way up to the 28. I didn't think he got that far. Again, my spotting ability, not great. Goff's going to pull it down and run it himself. The most mobile of quarterbacks. Good for about 5 yards before the slide. 2nd and 5 upcoming here for Detroit. Lamar on the sideline laughing, having a good time. Pitch back here to Gibbs, and Gibbs is going to lose fucking 4 yards. 1, 2, 3, 4 yards if they're lucky. So 3rd and 9 again. Jesus. Gibbs has had a real hard time kind of getting his footing here. He's got a touchdown, but other than that, he's had some real issues getting going here for the Detroit Lions. Hamster thinks this game might go under now. We'll see. 3rd and 8. They're being generous with the 3rd and 8 here. Goff in shotgun. Play clock under 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They get the snap off. Goff steps up, throws, caught by Laporta. And that's going to be a first down. Gain of about 13 yards there on that play to Laporta. So Laporta with a couple of really big grabs here early on. Goff with 100 yards passing already. 8 for 9, 100 yards. I think I said Lamar was on the sidelines. And again, Baltimore stops the Lions' rushing game. They're lucky. It seems like they only got about a 6-inch loss on that. They're going to be 2nd and 10. Lloyd says he has a shit-eating grin so far. Lions have 17 rush yards tonight, only getting 1.3 yards per rush. That guy said it's not working. Montgomery, though, he's changing that right there as he gets himself 9.5 yards on that rush. It's going to be third and about half a yard. Coming up here for the Detroit Lions. And will I ever stop pronouncing the Detroit Lions with a French accent? No, I will not. Oui, oui. Detroit Lions. Yeah. Goff under center. Takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff here to Gibbs, and he's going to just break the plane. And Goff doing his best to... Oh, that was, I'm sorry, Amon-Ra St. Brown came up and started to push the pile. But I think he had already made it. First down, Detroit. Oh, that'll happen, Hamster. I got you. Yeah, you were reading ELS's comment about Mahomes while also I was saying about LamarJackson smiling on the sidelines, having himself a good old time. But now the Lions are in Baltimore territory at the 46 of Baltimore. Baltimore looks like they got a blitz coming. They bring the pressure, but the Lions seem to hold it. But Goff wasn't able to find anybody. He finally gets it to Gibbs out of the backfield. It looks like it's going to be a gain of 9 yards, but we have a flag. What is the flag, Mr. Official? Let me know. I need to know. What is it? What is it? Tell me, damn it. Illegal contact on the Ravens. The Lions will decline it and take the result of the play, which is going to be 2nd and 1, about 2nd and half a yard, really. I feel a little more animated tonight. I don't know why. This T formation? What is this, Chicago Bears in the 30s? Handoff to Montgomery. Oh, he almost breaks it loose, but he does get the first down to the 30-yard line of the Ravens. 1st and 10, Lions. This is that good, grinding, methodical Lions drive that we're kind of used to seeing here. There's a Tesla on the sidelines. I think he's a little bit more than electrically powered, although his catches have been electric. But I pulled a crafty. I did a dad joke on Tesla. First and 10. Another handoff to Montgomery. It seems like the Lions like going Montgomery. That's going to be another first down to the 19-yard line. 1st and 10, Detroit Lions. And you know what? I like that kind of adaptation on the fly, though. Okay, Gibbs, it's not working for Gibbs. He's not getting it done. Let's try Montgomery. Montgomery's working. Feed that motherfucker the ball. Montgomery has 6 touches for 30 yards right now. Doing a little bit better. Goff, 9 of 10 for 109. Lloyd, the resident Lions fan in the chat, saying, let's go. Goff under center. It's going to be another handoff here. That one was to Gibbs, and that's going to be good for maybe 2 yards. 2nd and 8 coming up. By the way, next week there's 2 Monday night games. There's Jets-Dolphins, and there's Bengals-Broncos. So enjoy this one while we can, folks. I'm going to put a poll up in the chat here. I'm going to leave it up to you guys again. 14 plays on the drive. This is the 15th play. Gibbs, whoa, breaks through there. And he's going to end up about a yardish short. 3rd and I want to say 1 coming up. Depends on the spot coming up here. But Gibbs with his first real kind of nice big run there for the Lions this evening. So it is 3rd and 1. Goff calling out protections. Quarterback sneak, and he gets through over the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 1st and goal, Detroit. Goff back. Throws, cuts to Gibbs, and they're going to say he's just short of the end zone. Yeah, just short. Just short. Goff, hands off to Montgomery. They're saying he didn't get in. Now they're saying he is in. Which is it, Mr. Official? They're going to have to take a look at this, I fear. Yeah, he's in. That ball's over. That's clear as day. That is clear as day. $113, Jesus, that'd be a lot. I think that's clear. That's clear as day, especially on the review. Yeah, ELS says he's in. Hamster says he's in. I think that's clear that he's in. Snap, hold, kicks up is good. And just like that, you got 14-7 Lions have a touchdown lead again. Can the Ravens answer? Quote the Raven, give me more. Lloyd says, remember, if the Lions win, I have to pocket sand ELS. Pocket sand. Lloyd, I kind of think when you have two teams that are kind of shit, but interesting shit, that could actually end up being a pretty decent game. So, like, Jets and Dolphins might be a fun. It might be boring as fuck, too. Like, let's not discount that possibility. But it might be interesting. Plus, it starts at 6:15. So it's a little bit earlier. We can end a little earlier. Still have a little bit of your Monday night there to go out dancing and dining. Maybe woo a woman around there. You know, let her know, hey, how you doing? Give her the little old blah, 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 you know. ELS says, why the fuck do I need pocket sand? Oh, ELS, have you never watched King of the Hill, my friend? My dear, sweet summer child. Hamster says, Dolphins game. Why not? Why not? Lloyd says, we already know. I don't know. Here's the thing with the Broncos. I don't know. Like, what? Like, we saw the Bengals get absolutely mollywopped, but do they maybe start one of their other quarterbacks? Do they maybe trade for a quarterback during the week? Like, what are we doing? Oh, ELS. Oh, God, making me feel old as shit here. ELS, do you know Beavis and Butthead at all? Like the kid, I'm trying to feel like dust right now. I want to feel as old as like Egyptian mummy dust. ELS in the chat says, "I'm sorry. What the fuck is King of the Hill?" Oh, ELS. Oh, ELS. Yeah, you're 21, which means that you were born well after the millennium, which I know to you seems like that doesn't seem like anything, but to me, a 44-year-old, I feel as old as mummy dust now. Thank you very much, ELS. Thank you for that. I was gonna say I'm wondering because Beavis and Butthead is still somewhat culturally relevant, and they did just bring back King of the Hill, but King of the Hill's got memes everywhere. Like King of the Hill seems like one of those ubiquitous things, like The Simpsons, like Beavis and Butthead, like Rick and Morty and shit like that. Oh no, Ravens are taking a kick all the way back to the 49-yard line. Oh, the Lions, the kicker I think just saved a touchdown. Oh, that's a terrible way to start after a touchdown drive like that for the Lions. That you leave the Ravens only half a field to go. 5:48 remaining here in the second quarter. First down and 10 for the Ravens after that kickoff from the 49-yard line. Woo! I hate that I have the little bit of hair I have. I keep on doing this, and all this is going to do is rip what little hair I have back out of my skull. Derrick Henry gets the carry, gain of about 4 yards. And just like that, the Ravens are in Lions territory. Oh, I can't stop. I can't stop doing this with my hair. I don't know why. I just can't stop. I'm not going to be happy until I'm fully bald and looking like Hulk Hogan here. While he was still alive. I don't want to look like Hulk Hogan now. I don't want to be in the ground. 2nd and 6 upcoming here. I called it right with the 4 yards. Look at that. Lamar is going to pull it down. Designed run. And he only gets back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 6. Big down here for the Lions. Can they stop the Ravens? Yes, ELS, you are missing 2 very good shows. I was never huge on King of the Hill, but it did have its moments. I was again, when I was a teenager, was Beavis and Butthead's prime. So I really do think that's good. LamarJackson throws on the run, and he gets his man for the first down. First down, Baltimore Ravens. Lions had a chance. They had him running for his life, but Rashad Bateman, he baits you. You don't bait man, he baits you. And he gets the first down for the Ravens as they keep their drive alive, trying to answer the Lions' last touchdown drive. LamarJackson steps back, throws, ball wide open. Oh, no. Oh, no. First and goal, Devontae Walker with the catch for the Ravens. And just like that, it's first and goal, Baltimore. Quick striking here from the Ravens. Derrick Henry is going to be a yard short of the end zone. 2nd and goal coming up here. Yeah, Mike Judge, he made King of the Hill. He made Beavis and Butthead came first, did King of the Hill. If you ever watched Idiocracy, that was also Mike Judge. Office Space was Mike Judge. So, yeah, Mike Judge does a lot of good shit. I'm saying Idiocracy and Office Space as if ELS will know what that is. I'm sure ELS has no idea about the wonderful and fantastic movie that Office Space is. Hand off to Henry again, and again it seems like he stopped. 3rd and goal for the Ravens. Hamster's getting upset. I got Zay Flowers on my fantasy team too. And in the parlay, he ain't getting the ball enough. Come on. Hamster wants to be in that sideline now. Come on, let's get more Flowers plays in there. What are we doing? And the Ravens are going to bring this all the way down. They're not going to run the 3rd down play until after the 2-minute warning. But we're at the 2-minute warning right now. We're looking at we're going to have a 1-hour first half. I'm enjoying that. Oh, I don't know about that, ELS. Zay Flowers isn't doing anything now in this game, but I would say that Zay Flowers is a very talented individual. He had a couple of mistakes 2 years ago in the AFC Championship game. Maybe that's kind of haunting him still, but he's a good player. I wouldn't say Zay Flowers does nothing. Looking at Twitter, looking what's up. Seeing people post shit. That's kind of sucks. Not a real good amount of good engaging Twitter. I think it's just because I'm getting older. I just think social media now is a little more like, I don't give a fuck anymore. You know what I mean? I want to thank everybody for watching us here on Stay Tuned Sports. If you are watching, what do we have? Right now, currently 2 watching us here on Stay Tuned Sports. I want to thank everybody for watching us here on Stay Tuned Sports. If you like what you're watching, all 2 of you. That's what YouTube said. YouTube says there's 2 people watching. So, for all 2 of you that might be watching, thank you for watching us here on Stay Tuned Sports. If you like what you're watching, please hit that like and share button. Get more people here to watch us. That would be fantastic. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. That helps us out tremendously as well. And if you'd like to go ahead and donate to us, we have a donation station link up in the chat and in the description below this video. Pitch out to... Oh, no, they stopped him. Henry got stopped and lost the yard. 4th and goal coming up for the Ravens. Do they go for it? I would imagine they do. Oh, what a stand by this Detroit defense. Can they get one more? Can they stop them on 4th down? 4th and goal from the 2. LamarJackson pulls it down. He fumbles the ball. And he recovers it back at the 21, but the Lions stop them, and they get the ball at the 21-yard line with 1:22 left and all 3 timeouts. Oh, my! What a stop! It started with Master Bates stopping the kickoff that would have been a touchdown, no doubt. And then the Ravens get all the way down to the 1-yard line, have 1st and goal, and they cannot punch it in, and in fact lose yardage. And the Lions are going to take over at their own 21. Ooh, the Detroit Lions, ooh la la! They are putting in work tonight. Do you think the Lions get a little risky? You think the Lions get a little? You think MCDC's kind of got to gamble? Maybe he goes down there, does a little riskiness, Does a little risky business? I don't know. Hi, Pepper Jack. What are you doing? Oh, do you need help? You need help? That's good. It's a commercial. I'll be right back. I got to help Pepper Jack get some cookies. I'll be right back. Figure it out, Bubba. You're okay. That's why you should probably. That's why I said when it comes to that stuff, maybe dump it in the toilet next time. Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah. Lobster bisque. Can't go down the sink. I guess that's something we've learned today. We've learned something today, ladies and gentlemen. Hamster in the chat says that's why Lamar will never win a Super Bowl. Perhaps. Perhaps. I was wondering why you kept on looking in the sink. I was like, what is it? Is there something in the sink? I was like, was there a spider or something in there? I was like, why is she looking in the sink? Whoops. It's okay, Bubba. I love you, Bubba. Wow. So that's the thing. Not only did they not get it, but you go for it on 4th down on the 2 because you figure you'd make it. You figure, and even if you don't make it, well, then they're back on their own 1 or 2 yard line. Having that play happen, having Lamar going backwards, getting stopped, fumbling the ball all the way back to the 20-yard line, that's like a touchback. That's the same as a touchback. So now the line's got a shot here. A shot. Goff. He's going to roll out to his left. Throws incomplete towards Gibbs. 2nd and 10. But we got a flag. It's going to be holding. What did they say? Illegal contact. Yeah, 5-yard penalty, automatic 1st down for the Lions. Ooh. Ravens starting to come apart a little bit. This is what I mean. A little bit of pressure. A little bit of struggle, a little bit of conflict, and they're starting to unravel. First and 10 now from the 25. Goff steps back, steps up into the pocket, rolls to his left again, and this time he just throws it away again. 2nd and 10 upcoming. Crafty in the chat says Broncos game is more significant, but the Jets-Fins game might be more fun. I mean, we'll see how significant the Broncos game is by the time we get to Monday night next week. Jets and Fins, that's going to be, hey, somebody gets to win a game. Unless they end up tying, which is a possibility. That's true, too. That's very true, Crafty. So that's what I mean. I think I'll go with the Jets this time just to be fun. Oh, Goff was getting absolutely pressured. Threw it into the ground. That's a forward pass. I don't know what the Ravens are thinking here. Why are the officials... What? It was a forward pass. Why do you need replay assist to say it was a forward pass? Well, this was the official that was at the I think this is, what's his face? This was the same official that was at the Giants. This is the same crew that was at the Giants-Cowboys that was that fucking bad. So it makes sense. I don't know if the Broncos are going to kill the way the Broncos have played the last 3 weeks. You think the Broncos are going to kill the Bengals? With, as Brandon Perna likes to say, Bover throws, and their defense, their defense is okay. That game strikes me as like a Broncos 13, Bengals 6 game, St. Brown is going to lose a yard on 3rd and 10. So it's going to be 4th down and 10. Ravens take their first time out of the half. So the Lions had a shot to do something, and it turns out didn't quite work out. Still pretty good that they stopped the Ravens right there and that. But now, here you go. The Ravens got 2 timeouts. They're getting the ball back with a minute left. And they can, as we saw in the last drive, they can move the ball. They're pretty good at getting it down the field. So, might the Ravens still get a touchdown before halftime here? That is a possibility. We have a flag down. And the Ravens got it to the 41-yard line, but we do have a flagonius. Holding. That's going to be a 10-yard penalty, so the Ravens start in Lions territory on the Lions' 49-yard line. Oh no, disaster for the Lions. What was that? Who did the Broncos play in week 1? Who did they beat? I forget. Either way, was it Seattle or somebody? I can't remember. Oh, the Titans there. And they had a problem with the Titans. So the fact that the only team they've beaten so far is the Titans, and then they lost to the Colts on the leverage play. Although, again, Daniel Jones carved them up during that game. So that was still something worrying for their defense. And then to lose to the Chargers, again, close game, lost with a field goal, but like you were thinking they were going to make this next step, and they haven't quite made it. And the worrying thing for me, if I'm a Broncos fan, is the defense has seemed – now, again, they played, I think, a little bit better against the Chargers, but the defense is worrying me. Same as kind of the Steelers, same as all these teams that had the defense that was supposed to be a good game-changing defense. Those teams' defenses haven't been great. Eagles come to mind. Eagles have been – the Eagles, honestly, should be 0-3. And the fact that they're 3-0, they were very weak 3-0. And maybe they get better. Maybe they can pull some shit together. I don't know. And kind of do what they did last year. But for right now, like, I'm having a hard time buying into the Philadelphia Eagles. Hamster says the Broncos should have lost to the Titans. I'm not saying they should have lost to the Titans, but the fact that that game was that close was odd. Oh, ELS, I don't care about the NBA uniforms. They've got so many fucking different uniforms, and they don't know what is what, that of the other thing, and this. They don't even have home and roads anymore. They have cities and icons, and like, it sucks. 1st and 10 for the Ravens. Lamar's going to pull it down. He runs it to the 40, to the 35. I think he's out about short of 35, so about the 36-yard line. 1st and 10, well within field goal range for the Ravens. Pecan in the chat, great to see you, says Eagles suck. I agree with that. I wholeheartedly approve that message, Pecan. And I always will. That's why I love you, Pecan. That's why you're my boy. You're my boy, Blue. I agree, ELS. Way too many fucking jerseys in the NBA. Lamar on 1st down escapes the pressure again. Might have been some holding there. Does complete the pass there to Hill, Justice Hill. For when you need justice, you go to the Hill. 38 seconds left. Seems like it was about a gain of 4 yards on that particular play, and it was. 2nd and 6 upcoming. I hate it because every year they got a new city jersey, and then they like they don't wear you don't have white at home or color at home. You have or color on the road or white at road. Or like they just whatever they want to wear, and it's gross, and most of them don't even have team colors in it. Lamar throws. Was that caught? Are they going to say it's caught? They are. First down for the Ravens. DeAndre Hopkins on the sidelines. Catch 1-2. Yep. He's got 2 feet down. So here we go. 32 seconds left in the second quarter. 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. Ravens trying to get in the end zone like they couldn't before. They're going to throw a flag on the Lions. And that's going to be 1st and goal again for the Ravens. Pecan says, fuck all birds in the NFL. I don't say that about my Cardinals. I love my plucky little desert birds. So here we go. 1st and goal coming up. Can the Ravens convert here like they could not on the last drive? Play action. Lamar looks, throws, caught, wide open, touchdown. Master Bateman gets the touchdown, and the Ravens convert this time, and they are that's the wrong team. That's who scored the touchdown. And they are now an extra point away from tying this game up at 14 all. Ho, 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 as they start chanting there in Baltimore with their faces stuffed with crab cakes and their bloodstreams filled with Old Bay seasoning. Snap, hold, kick is up and it's good. 14 all. Heading into halftime, the Ravens will get the second half kickoff, so they have a real chance here to do some dabblage and get control of this game. Lloyd says this isn't a booty cheeks game. No, it's a fun game. It's a good game to watch. I'm having fun, and I am enjoying watching this particular game. There's Jason Kelsey looking like a fucking fool there in the Marching Ravens band. Amster says going to be a good one. As I say, this feels like a good one. We may not hit the over. We may not. We're at 28 right now. Although, hey, if the second half, we have the same amount here in the second half that we did in the first. The over will hit. Here's the thing that's funny, though. The 2-minute warning hit with a little under an hour of real time elapsed in the game. Since the 2-minute warning, 15 minutes have gone by. We've got basically 2 quarters went in an hour, but the last 2 minutes has taken half an hour to get done. That's fucking ridiculous. Crafty in the chat says, what the fuck is Jason Kelsey doing? To which Lloyd then answered, nobody knows. And to be fair, I kind of agree with Crafty on this one. I don't know if he even fucking knows. Lions, 18 seconds, 3 timeouts. Looks like they're going to try to do something here from their 33-yard line. Goff takes the snap, back, looks, throws. That's going to be caught for a gain of 4 or 5 yards. Lions take a timeout, 13 seconds remaining. Looks like the Lions might be trying to get into field goal range. Trying to see if old Jake Bates there can hit one of his UFL patented 67 million yarders there. La-da-dee-la-dee-da. 13 seconds. Goff is in shotgun. Baltimore, are they bringing pressure? No, they stunted a little bit. Going to be second down, 7 seconds left now. Lions are at the 40. 3rd and 2. Tampa Jr., as we get a look at there on the Ravens. Son of Tampa Bay, as we all know. Marlon Humphrey is coming off the field. Looks like he's in some discomfort. We had lobster bisque tonight. We had lobster bisque for dinner, me and the wife. This is very good. This is very delicious. 3rd and 3. Ravens take a timeout here. It was from Trader Joe's. It was a lobster bisque kind of pre-made bowl thing from Trader Joe's. We went to Trader Joe's on a weekend and it was like, lobster bisque, why not? We'll save that for the first day of fall, which was obviously today. So that's what we had, and it was delicious. You had a little lobster bisque, some crackers there a little bit. Also had myself a nice crisp Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. Very nice. I mean, what a perfect, lovely. And, of course, the company was grand with the beautiful, the wonderful, the sexy Peppa Jack joining me. Yes, Hamster. Then the sink got messed up because with the remaining lobster bisque that Peppa Jack no longer wanted was put down the drain. And listen, it's my job, though. I will fix that. That's what we do here. That's our job. Goff throws over the middle, dropped down at the 49 of the Ravens. 2 seconds left. Can Bate kick a 67-yarder? What is it going to be? It's going to be interesting to see what they do. They're going to give Bate a chance. It's always good to bait a chance. Ooh, chili con carne. Ooh, Lord, that is tasty. And then the Ravens take their final timeout. So everybody's used their timeouts now. Why not? Why not just use all your fucking timeouts? It's going to be an attempted 67-yard field goal here for Jake Masturbates. Stretch them nuts out, dude. As long as 58. The Ravens put somebody back there to catch it to see if he misses it. This would be an NFL record if he hits. Snap. Hold. Kick is up. And it's out of the back of the end zone. Was wide left. I didn't see if it was short or not. I was going to say, it might have made it if it was a little more straight. Which some parents have said about their children, I guess, at some point in their lives. But that's it. First half ends. The Baltimore Ravens 14. The Detroit Lions 14. Ravens get the ball first in the second half, and they'll have a chance to take the lead right out of the locker room. Let's see if that happens. Hamster says he had barbecue chicken and dirty rice and macaroni and mashed taters. What's taters, precious? Taters. You know, taters, potatoes. Boil them, mash them, put them in a stew. Cheers to all my fellow Lord of the Rings nerds out there. I don't know, Crafty. I've heard a couple things about Sylvester Stallone, so we'll see. I was going to say the barbecue chicken sounds delicious, but being the diabetic that I am, the dirty rice and the macaroni and the mashed potatoes, that's just diabetic death right there. That is death by carbohydrate. And I'm not sure if I want that. I'm not sure if I can do that. I'm not sure if that's something that is something I want pleasant. You know, it's not going to be something pleasant for me. I don't want that kind of death. I'll have death. It will be death. Trust me. La-da-doo-doo, la-da-da-dee, la-da-da-da. Ba-da-doo, la-da-dee. Sorry, everybody. I'm just kind of walking along here. Ba-ba-ba. Oh, the game's not at 6:15. Is it 7:15? Okay. I guess I was reading it wrong. I guess somebody had posted it, but they had posted it from a central time zone. So the Jets game will be at 7. Bengals will be at 8. Just to fix that. Let everybody know that. Can I edit that? I don't know. Either way, Jets and Dolphins seem to have won. That's all in that poll there anyway. It'll be Jets-Dolphins next week. LamarJackson, they're going to. We got 10 minutes and 35 seconds. I like that they put the clock there on ESPN and let you know how long you got. That lets me know I can go take a piss. I can go make myself a drink. Same for you guys, too. You know, you go ahead, take a little break, stretch the legs, you know. Give the wife or the girlfriend or the boyfriend, I'm not here to make any judgments, give him an big old smoochie on the lips and come back and get ready. Oh, fuck you, Kelsey. I'm sorry, you know, like, yeah. Why are you yelling at Andy Reid? Stop yelling at it. You pushed Andy Reid before. You yelling at Andy Reid? You ain't be yelling at Andy Reid, man. I will fight a motherfucker for Andy Reid. You know what I'm saying? Lloyd is all about the composure. The Lions have to stay composure. Nobody panic. We got to keep our composure. Lloyd in the chat says if the Lions come out and keep composure while running the clock, they can win. If they have more of that clock, they have to stop the Ravens on that opening drive of the second half. Have to stop them. You got to stop there. You need to get a nice grinding drive that ends in a touchdown on the Lions' first drive of the second half. Keep that Eat the clock. You got to be a bunch of clock suckers right now. I've heard some good things about Detroit clock suckers, and I think you guys can go ahead and do that in the second half. If you play the way you played that last touchdown drive you guys had, play that way. Crafty in the chat says Andy Reid should tell Travis Kelce, try to be less washed next game. You can take that a couple ways. Washed as in he can't play anymore and seems to be bad, or washed as in I can smell Taylor Swift stink all over you. One way or the other. Really? They got Good Charlotte playing a Monday Night Football halftime show? How the mighty have fallen. Lloyd says, I wonder where Eli is. I don't know. I bet you he's going to ask, who's Good Charlotte? And I'm going to just turn into a fucking pile of dust. I'm just gonna fall and turn into I'm gonna be like snapped like Thanos. I don't feel so good. Speaking of disappearing, though, I'm gonna go ahead and make myself another drink, stretch the legs, get ready for the second half. I advise you guys to do the same. But while I am gone momentarily, please, if you can, hit that like button, hit that share button. And if you're new here and watching and aren't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. Helps us out tremendously. I'm off to make a drink and stretch the legs. I hope you get yourself some refreshment as we get ready for the second half here of Monday Night Football between the Detroit Lions and the Baltimore Ravens. Part of me kind of misses being a radio DJ. That was fun. It was fun. It got to be a little boring sometimes, but like it had its moments. Hanging out with bands and stuff, and going to concerts and stuff. That was always kind of fun. You know, having a lot of the stuff be like kind of pre-programmed from Atlanta didn't help when I was working for Cumulus there, but it was still fun. I miss it a bit. Crafty in the chat said King is currently doing a great impersonation of the Dallas defense after the Parsons trade. Dude, listen, I think that Eagles game fooled us, and this is why I'm very worried about the Eagles, because the Eagles struggled, and if CeeDee Lamb could catch a ball, Dallas wins that game. And I think we were all fooled by just how mediocre the Eagles were in that game, because Dallas isn't good. Where's my remove? There we go. Remove that. There we go. Because that's the thing. Dallas is not good. You gave up 37 points to that Giants team and should have lost to them. And then you let the Bears put belt to ass on Caleb Williams, the guy everybody's like, boy, this guy's probably a bust. He's not really playing well. You let him put up, 4 touchdowns, no picks, no pressures. They're like, how? Like, I don't get it. Lloyd in the chat says, Crafty, that's a good example. And another is when the Giants trade Wilson to the Browns. For the Giants or the Browns, listen, we trade Russell Wilson to the Browns. At least we get something. At least there'll be a little bit of a positive. God, I gotta say, I'm not gonna be satisfied until I preach the greatness that is Jägermeister and Mountain Dew as a mixed beverage to everybody that I know and everybody that I can find. It is so great. As long as you don't have a problem, as long as you're not like one of those people. And I know we've had a couple of people like that, and I know a lot of people like that, so that's why I'm trying to be a little bit more sensitive with that. So as long as you're not as long as you can handle doing that, Jägermeister Mountain Dew, man, is the mixed cocktail for autumn. That's why first day of autumn, have a nice beverage like that. It just tastes like fall and autumn and winter and Christmas lights, and it's great. It's fantastic. Not that I'm advocating for alcohol abuse or anything. I don't advocate for anything. You know, whatever helps you. I mean, I also take edibles, so you know, a little bit of the Edwards, some of the old Eddies. Like that as well, you know, helps you. Whatever helps you unwind your brain during the day, and dealing with this life that we're in. It's not bad. Whatever you do, just don't do crack. Don't do crack and don't do meth. I'll say that. LamarJackson on first down from the 27-yard line gets it to Henry out of the backfield, good for about 6 yards. Second and 4. Coming up here. La-da-dee, bring the chat up. How about you? Do-do-do. Second and 10 for LamarJackson and the Ravens. This one's just going to be a handoff. And Derrick Henry stopped about a yard short of the first down. 3rd and 1 upcoming. Can the Lions get a 3 and out here? They got to stop them. Got a flag on play. What is this? Offsides on the line, so it doesn't matter if the Lions can stop them on 3rd down because it's a free 5 yards and a first down for the Ravens. Yikes. So 1st and 10, Lamar throws deep over the middle. Oh, my God, it should have been picked. Brian Branch dropped the ball. Oh, my God, you got to pick that. You have to pick that. Oh, that hurts my testicles. Oh, you got to get that. Oh, you got to get that. Second and 10 coming up here for the Ravens. Should be 1st and 10 for the Lions. But wow. Mark Andrews with the catch. Good for about 4 yards. 3rd and 6 upcoming for the Ravens. Again, you're watching Stay Tuned Sports as we're covering Monday Night Football between the Detroit Lions and the Baltimore Ravens. I am your host for the evening. My name is King. It's great to be here with you all. If you like any part of this that you're watching, and why would you really, please hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button, especially if you're new. Hit the subscribe button, hit that one, hit the notification bell, hit it all. Just all the buttons, hit every button you see. Caught Zay Flowers. Wow, they're giving him a spot a yard past where he caught it. What the fuck is that? Almost said a word, ridiculous spot. That's terrible. No replay assist on that fucking spot, huh, boys? There's one catch for Zay Flowers, hamster. Hand off to Derrick Henry. He's going to get 3 yards, 3 yards there on that carry. 2nd down. Let me go over here. What's this guy? LamarJackson on 2nd and 6 throws over the middle, wide open. That's Kolar again. Kolar, the destroyer. That's the 1st down for the Ravens. Replay says now they're respotting that play, but not the play before where Zay Flowers was either just at the 1st down marker or even a little behind it, where instead they give him a whole yard ahead of the 1st down marker, which was fucking ridiculous. Lloyd in the chat says, come on, Detroit. Jackson back, looks slow, wide open. That's Mark Andrews again, and that's going to be 1st and goal for the Ravens. So Detroit has at times looked at, Brian Branch has got to pull that interception. You pull that interception and we're not here. Like, this is why you can't allow those things to happen. You have, when you get a chance, you got to, First and goal, Derrick Henry for the touchdown pass, and that one is broken up. by Wallace more than anything else. He was playing defensive back on that play. Incomplete pass. Lloyd says, can we stop them? That's going to be the goal here, I would imagine. You can't have almost picks. Second and goal. LamarJackson is going to get sacked. Loss of about 5 yards on the play. Third and goal. If the Lions hold them to a field goal here, that is a win, 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 win. I think they are. No, I think they are playing well, and I think they are composed. I don't know why you don't. They are composed. They are very composed. Lamar throws. How did he fit that in, and how did he catch it? Holy shit. Touchdown, Mark Andrews and the Ravens. That was fucking impressive. Ooh, just what the Lions did not need to have happen. They had a chance to go into halftime up 14-7. They kind of fumble fucked that drive after the goal line stand away. No time was taken off the clock. The Ravens didn't have to spend any timeouts. The Ravens were able to then go down the field, get a touchdown. And now with the first drive of the second half, the Ravens take the lead. So the Ravens, with the last 14 points scored here, can the Lions come back? And I say 14 points because indeed the Ravens got the extra point. 21-14. Can the Lions answer? That's going to be the big question here. Lloyd in the chat says, I hope the Lions respond. I certainly hope so. Hamster with a wowzers in the chat. Dude, that catch was, I don't care who you're a fan of. How did that get in there, and how did Mark Andrews catch that? Unbelievable. Fantastic. He can't catch a two-pointer in Buffalo, but he can catch that pass, and maybe that's kind of the problem with the Ravens too. They can do that in the regular season all they want, but when it comes down to a crunch time to go to the AFC Championship game, whoopsies. So let's take a look here. I want to see this because this is very interesting. We've got LamarJackson, 163 yards on 14 for 16 passing. He now has 2 touchdowns on the game. Jared Goff, 14 of 17 for $135. No touchdowns to speak of. David Montgomery, 31 yards rushing on 7 touches. He's got 1 touchdown. Derrick Henry, he's got himself a touchdown, and he's got 47 yards on 10 carries. Jameson Williams, leading receiver with 43 yards on 2 catches. Mark Andrews has 5 touches, 1 touchdown, that incredible one that we just saw, and 64 yards receiving. We just saw Muhammad get a sack there for the Lions. That's the only sack in the game so far listed here. Anyway, and then we got some tackles and stuff like that right now. Yeah, right now, ESPN is listing the win probability as 74.8%. So 75% for the Ravens to win this game. Interesting. I don't know how they come up with those particular fucking odds, but there it is. Ravens have 213 yards to the Lions 192, so not really out of question there. First downs are just about even. Lions have far more penalties. That's killing them right there. 5 for 38 yards. Ravens only have 2 for 5. Lions have more time of possession, but we got flags down here. Flags down, flags down, flags down. Oh, he didn't get it. Oh, that's why he didn't get it to the 20-yard line. You don't get it to the 20-yard line, you're short. So the Lions get a break here. They get to start at the 40-yard line. We're at 10 flags for the game, by the way. Again, not accepted penalties, just 10 flags in total thrown. Let's see, Lloyd. Let's see if your Lions can respond here. First down and 10. Goff looks, throw. He was hit as he threw. He's getting some pressure there. Incomplete. Second and 10. Green getting the pressure in. Breakout game here for Mark Andrews, clearly. Going to be a handoff here to Gibbs, and he gets fucking mollywopped in the skull. Gets about an 8-yard gain, 8-yard game. Third down, coming up for the Detroit Lions. Oof. Wasn't the head. He actually got helmet to shoulder, so good hit. Seeing most of Twitter responded, you can't drop interceptions against the Ravens, and you can't. You get a chance to get an upper hand, you got to take it, and the Lions have kind of let a lot of that slip through their fingers. Third down and 3. Goff throws. Wow, just fits it in there to Laporta. First down, Detroit Lions, and they are in Ravens territory, ladies and gentlemen. They are there. They're moving the ball. Boy, that should have been a flag for maybe some illegal contact there on Smith from the Ravens. So Goff under center. Takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Gibbs again. Gibbs runs through that line, and he's going to get another 10 yards. That's a first down. Lions. Gibbs really moving the ball here now. They're going to mark him short? They're going to say you only... These officials in their spotting are terrible. Gibbs got to the marker. He got to the marker. I know the yellow line's not official, but it's not a yard short. Oh, they're saying second and 1, but it's really like a football length here. Which he wasn't. Gibbs is he's gonna get there. So there's first. Oh, that's a little extra there from the Ravens. .6:22 and counting remaining here in the third quarter. Ravens currently with a 21-14 lead over the Detroit Lions, but the Lions are driving. They just picked up another first down. They are in Ravens territory. They're at the 30, basically the 35. They're just short of the 35-yard line here. A pitch back here to Montgomery. We got a flea flicker. And that's going to be good down to the 18-yard line. Hamun-Ra, Saint Brown, the sun god. That's another first down for the Lions, and they are inside the 20-yard line. So here we go. 1st and 10 now from the 18-yard line. Lions moving the ball here. Trying to respond. Goff takes the snap. Back, looks, throws towards the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Lions! Amon-Ra, the sun god, St. Brown. I don't know why I'm talking like this, but I am. And now the Detroit Lions are just one extra point away from tying this game up. Lloyd in the chat's got to be happy because the Lions did respond. Hamster, what a game in the chat. Lloyd in the chat, we responded. Yeah, man. Like I said, I had a feeling this game was going to be something special, and it feels like we've got something special here. Haymaker for haymaker, heavyweights going at it. Snap, hold, kick, up, good, tie, game, 21-all here in the Charm City. We are now at 42 total points. Now, if we looked at before when this game was, before it went live, when it closed, the over-under here, at least on ESPN Bet, was 52.5 for the over-under. That was 52.5, and the Ravens were a 5.5-point favorite. The Ravens are currently listed as a 3.5-point favorite. And the over-under, if you wanted to currently bet, is 61.5. That is the over-under as it sits now. Crafty in the chat says the week 1 version of the Ravens defense makes for more exciting games. Well, here's the thing. Like that game they had against the Browns last week, like halfway through the third quarter, like the Browns were still in that game. They were only down, at one point I think they were down 7, and then they were only down 10. And then the wheels came off, and the Ravens blew them out of the water from there on out. I think there was a couple turnovers, and then it spiraled for the Browns from there. But for over half of that game, the Browns were going step for step with the Ravens. They were right there. And Derrick Henry only got 22 yards, I think, rushing that game. Now, granted, LamarJackson had 4 touchdown passes. So, you know, good job stopping Derrick Henry, but you should also try to stop Lamar as well. So now we're going to see what we got coming here. Can the Ravens respond? Again, this is the thing. You got to kind of come out and respond. You got to come out and respond. You got to come out and respond. Both these teams are just haymaker for haymaker, swing for swing, and that makes for exciting football. And I'm glad you're here with us watching it on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King. Thank you so much for joining us. If you want to help us out and be real kind for us, you can go ahead and hit that like, share, and if you're brand new here, not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Helps us out tremendously. If you want to help us out a little bit more financially, fiduciarily, cash-wise, donate to us. That'd be fantastic. We have a link for our donation station at the top of the chat in the description below this video. It goes to our Buy Me a Coffee. It would help us out tremendously. We don't have a Patreon yet. We don't have any of that stuff. Again, we kind of started this all by the seat of our pants, and we're still just kind of going along here 2 years later here on the YouTube, just kind of doing all this weird, wacky, wild shit. So that will help us out a lot. Also, we have a link for our merch store, same places, chat and description. Helps us out tremendously if you go and buy from there. Get some pieces of merch. We've got a Jackson Dart shirt there. We got a bunch of shirts, 8-bit shirts. Go see all that there. Coffee, mugs, all that kind of shit. It's fantastic. Also, a link for our Discord if you want to join that. And also, we do have a link there for my nephew. Oh, and that one's going to go out of bounds. And now the Ravens are going to start at the 40. So these guys just can't seem to stop trying to help each other out here. Now at 11 flags for the game. But you don't want to give the Ravens any more advantage than you have to. Hanser says football season is still the best, unless you're a Giants fan. Then it's just fucking misery all the time. Zay Flowers gets his second catch, good for 7 yards. 2nd and 3 upcoming here for the Ravens. If you're a Giants fan, football season is hell. If you're a Jets fan, football season is hell. I think for this year, if you're a Dolphins fan, football season is hell. Although, hey, listen, you gave the Buffalo Bills a hell of a fucking shot last Thursday night there. So, LamarJackson's going to take a huge sack back at the 40-yard line. Muhammad, Allahu Akbar, gets the sack there. Allahu Akbar. How much of a loss is that? I think it's back to 3rd and 10. And it is 3rd and 10 again for the Ravens. Can the Lions defense hold them here? Lions have had 3 sacks in this game so far. LamarJackson back, getting pressured again, throws, incomplete. Bateman was the intended receiver, so 3 and out for the Ravens after getting the ball on the 40-yard line after getting a kick out of bounds. Boy, the Lions needed that, and now they have a chance to go back down the field, get a good, hard, grinding drive. You like it when you get it good and hard, you want to give it a good grind. I understand that. Let's see if the Lions can grind it in there, a little bump and grind drive, and get the lead back here from the Baltimore Ravens. 3:47 remaining in the third quarter. Lloyd in the chat saying that's how that Detroit defense needs to play. The kick is away. And that ball is, he finally decides to let it go over his head, but this time the ball does die at the 4-yard line. So not much better or worse than the last time either, to tell you the truth. So that is just what it is. So the Lions are going to have a long way to go. 96 yards down the field. Can they get points on this drive? We're going to see. Coming up after this break from ESPN. I don't take breaks here, except if I'm making a drink, and that's usually at halftime because I don't like doing that. And piss breaks, ha! Don't make me laugh. I don't piss for nothing because I'm here to go ahead and announce this game for all you guys. I say I'm just singing a lot today. I don't know why. Got a lot of sing song. I was singing before. I had the Brian Dable song in my head. I was singing, and I sing a lot of songs about Brian Dable. Most of them are not safe for young ears to listen to. That's true, Barstool. That's very true. Barstool on Twitter just posted a article about saying it's been 15 years since a true rock band has played the Super Bowl halftime show, and it's time for that to change. And my point is like that. It's in San Francisco again. 10 years ago, could have been Metallica. Now, 10 years later, Metallica's 10 years older. Give Metallica the halftime show. Give it to him. Just give it to him. Come on. It's in San Francisco. Well, San Francisco Bay Area, they say. You know, again, it's 60 miles from actual San Francisco. They're in Santa Clara. Don't get me started on that, being a Giants fan. Everybody calling us New Jersey. Oh, you're not really New York. We're closer to New York than most of these other teams are to their home city, so I don't want to get into that. ELS in the chat says, this game has been fun to watch. It fucking has, ELS. Compared to last week, when we decided to do Stay Tuned After Dark, man. We were doing Stay Tuned After Dark. We're going to stay up late with you here and watch the Raiders and Chargers, and we're going to have fun. It seems like, Raiders and Chargers, that'll be we missed a good one with the Buccaneers and Texans and got the Chargers and Raiders snooze fest. So a week later, we have this one, and this one has been far, far better. Much more entertaining. Why is I can't stop doing this with my hair. I just can't. There we go. I go crazy mad scientist look. Losing my mind tonight. Thank you for joining me as I finally cracked and lost my mind. I'm your boy King here on Stay Tuned Sports as we're watching along here Monday Night Football. Detroit Lions versus the Baltimore Ravens. First down, handoff to Montgomery, and he's going to break loose for a first down all the way up to the 15-yard line. First and 10, Detroit. So they had it back all the way at the 4-yard line, and in one play, Detroit gets a lot of breathing room. What a good play there by Montgomery. Hamster says he wants overtime in this game. Maybe. So first and 10 from the 15. Goff back, looks, throws. Oh, just missed. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Hollow be thy name. Second and 10. 2:53 remaining on the clock. It is stopped on the incomplete pass. ELS says, I agree. I want overtime as well. We'll see. We'll see if that's what we get. Goff, hands off. And that's Montgomery. He breaks loose to the 40, to the 50, to the 40, to the 30, to the 20, down at the 14-yard line of the Ravens. What a run by Montgomery, and the Lions are in the red zone. Oh, woo! What a play. Serpentine. So now the Lions, who started this drive on their own 4, need I remind you, after a great punt from the Ravens, Gibbs gets the handoff, and he is down to the 8-yard line, second down. Montgomery got a quick breather on the sideline. He's back in after that 5-yard gain from Gibbs. Lloyd in the chat just said, grin. I love Lloyd. He's fun. Goff, play action, looks, throws to Laporta. That's going to be good for a yard. Third down upcoming here for the Lions. 3rd and 4. What do we think? Run? Pass? I personally would give it to Montgomery again. Why not? Because this is Dan Campbell. This feels like 2-down territory for Dan Campbell anyway, the way he is. Give it to Montgomery again. See if you can break something with him, because he's usually pretty good. Although he's on the sideline now, so never mind. Not going to be running Montgomery. Lloyd says, can we admit these aren't the Lions that I grew up watching? These aren't the Lions that anybody grew up with. These Lions are good. The Lions were never good. Detroit takes a timeout as the play clock was running down. Hamster saying Lions look like they're going to win the division again if they could beat the Packers. Now, that's the thing. We saw the Packers lose to the Browns, but we also saw the Packers kind of dominate the Lions. Then we see the Lions last week dominate, and this week they're going toe-to-toe with the Ravens. Like, everything's still so confusing. Like, you try to compare and contrast, and you're trying to you put everything into a Venn diagram, it still doesn't make sense. The NFL will drive you mad. The NFL is madness incarnate. Trying to figure out who's what, where, why, when, how, this, there, that, the other, doop, 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 dop, 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 bop, bop, bop. But I guess that's what makes it so fun. Because you know what's more fun than just boring, monotonous, same routine, same day, shit that you can't figure out and have no idea what's coming up next. And that's the NFL. So here we go, 3rd and 4. They do run Gibbs, and he's down short of the first down. His knee went down short of the first down, which is why I thought they should have went with Montgomery there. I think Montgomery's better, especially in those situations he can plow through. So it's going to be 4th and 1. Lions are going to hurry up to the line of scrimmage. Goff gets under center. 8, 7, 6. So the Lions just going to let this go down. 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's exactly what's going to happen. 4th and 1 coming up as the first play in the fourth quarter. What a game, ladies and gentlemen. What a game. And I want to thank everybody for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. And as we do every single live stream where we're watching the NFL, you know what we do here, because we're not just watching for one. We're not just watching for two. We're not just watching for 3 quarters. We watch all 4 quarters. We are warriors here. So get the 4s up, ladies and gentlemen. We are entering the fourth quarter. This is squeaky bum time, especially this game has been fucking fantastic. I'm excited to share this with you, and I certainly hope that you're having a great time watching us with this as well. Woo, baby. I love it. Get those 4s up in the chat. I just hit you with the Ric Flair, baby. Woo! What a game. 70-yard run from David Montgomery's had such a game so far. 9 carries, 114 yards, 70 on that last run. What a game. I love a good game, and I love when we get to cover one here. Don't get to do it a lot because we watch the Giants a lot on here. We watch the Giants a lot. We watch the Eagles a lot. If there's a Giants game, we cover it. If there's an Eagles game, we cover it. Obviously, since I'm a Giants fan and Jimbo's an Eagles fan. And then sometimes when you get the primetime games, they just don't hit right. And like last Monday night was one of those. The Vikings-Falcons game was one of those. That was a snooze fest. No offense, Hamster, but that game was boring. You know that. I like when we have a good, exciting game, and boy, is this a good, exciting, as good old JR would say, this is a slobber knocker, ladies and gentlemen. So what do we think happens? Do the Lions get a first down? Do the Lions get a touchdown? Do they go for a field goal, which I doubt, or do the Ravens stop them? I think they go for it. I think they get a touchdown. I think they get close enough for that first down. I think they'll plow it in for the touchdown. So here we go. Here we go. Fourth quarter, starting here. 4th and 1. From the 3-yard line. From the 4-yard line, they have to get to the 3. Oh, a pitch out, and it's a first down, and it's a touchdown, Jahmyr Gibbs. And the Lions take the lead. Woo! It was a pitch, and then a pitch. So the Lions answer with 2 straight touchdowns. And they are an extra point away from taking a 7-point lead. And it's quiet in the bank. M&T Bank Stadium has fallen quite quiet. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is indeed a 7-point game. The Lions 28, the Ravens 21, as we have just started the fourth quarter. And, of course, we went through all those commercials with the quarter change, and now they're going to do another commercial break where after one play. You got to love ESPN milking every fucking cent they can from your viewing eyeballs and from the advertisers as well. But I think we all maybe need a breath. We all need maybe a What a game. We were at 49 points. If you had bet on the over before this game started, the over-under again started. It was closed at 52.5. We were at 49. A field goal doesn't put you over. Another touchdown by either one of these teams will go ahead and put the over in if that is what you bet. And we were kind of discussing whether or not that was going to be the case. It feels like that is going to be the case. Looking at how this game has gone, I doubt we're going to go the rest of this fourth quarter without somebody scoring some fucking points. It's good to see a bunch of fours in the chat as we started the fourth quarter. I'm excited. I'm sure Lloyd is losing his ever-loving shit right now, as well he should be. Our resident Lions fan. Woo! Ow. Everybody on Twitter losing their minds right now just for how good this game is. There are a couple Lions fans obviously losing their minds. But generally, everybody else is just like, whoo, what a game. What an absolute game. Getting ready for the kickoff here. And this is going to land at the 9-yard line. Ravens return it up to the 29. And that is where they will start this next drive. Oh, why isn't the I put the possession arrow up. Get up there. So here we go. 1st and 10 for the Baltimore Ravens from their own 29-yard line. Fourth quarter just started. 14:52 remaining here. 28-21 Detroit Lions. LamarJackson 15 of 18 for 170 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he has 25 rush yards to boot. Zay Flowers in motion. LamarJackson, he's going to pull it down running himself, and he's going to get 1, 2, 3, about 3 yards on the carry. 2nd down and 7 upcoming for the Ravens. Lions defense, seeing if they can get another stop. If they get another stop against this Ravens offense, that would be massive. Lions showed pressure. Now they back off. LamarJackson rolls to his right. Overthrows Zay Flowers. 3rd and 7. Coming up. The air is tight inside of M&T Bank Stadium. The fans clenching butt cheeks. Baltimore is 4 for 7 on 3rd down conversions so far. Will they be 5 for 8 or 4 for 8? LamarJackson steps back, looks, throws over the middle. That's going to be caught by Bateman at the Detroit 49. 1st down and 10. Baltimore Ravens. They convert, gain a bunch of yards. Yikes. So 1st and 10 now from inside Lions territory at the 49-yard line. LamarJackson under center. Takes the snap, pitches it to Henry. Henry, he's going to fall forward for about 2 yards, but we have a flag on the play. I yelled that for no reason. Sorry, everybody's eardrums. Hope you're not wearing headphones. Do. They're going to say personal foul, low block on Branch. What? Oh, God. This fucking guy again, this official. I forget. Is it Hussey? Is this guy Hussey? Is this guy is Hussey retired? Am I thinking of an old official? Probably. I don't know. I forget this official. He's the same one who did the Giants-Cowboys game last week. He's fucking terrible. And there's another one. This crew sucks, and there's another terrible call there. Free 15 for the Ravens, and the Ravens are going to move back 5. I agree, Lloyd. That doesn't make sense to me. I can't believe they called him for a low block. That was... If anything, he got fucking... I don't know. Lions out there playing with split lips and blood because they're hockey players in football uniforms. That's what these guys are. LamarJackson on 1st and 15 throws to nobody in particular. Incomplete. 2nd and 15. I'll say Aiden Hutchinson has been kept in check most of the night. Muhammad's got himself 2 sacks, though. So maybe they've been focusing on Hutch, but they've been leaving some other Lions defensive linemen open to get moves in. Let's see what happens on 2nd and 15. Jackson takes the snap, getting pressure, but good protection. Throws over the middle, caught at the 20-yard line. Bateman again. Bateman has been his guy to go to. 1st and 10, Ravens. And now the Ravens are in the red zone. Woo! Wide open in the middle. Lamar in shotgun. Gets rushed, flushed out, pulls it down, stopped, 1-yard gain, gets to the 19-yard line, 2nd and 9, upcoming for this Lions defense. They seem to be doing pretty good on these 1st and 2nd downs. There's been a 3rd down conversion on this drive already. If I'm the Ravens, if you don't convert, like if you don't get a touchdown here, if you're the Ravens, do you go for a field goal, or do you feel like this is a touchdown for touchdown game, and you feel like you need to get a touchdown before you give the ball back to the Lions? That's again, we're far in front here. We'll see what happens. Lamar again, 2nd and 9. He's gonna get stopped. Whoa, wow, what a loss. So that's a huge loss for the Ravens on that 3rd down and long upcoming here. So now here we go. 3rd and 13. Lamar Jackson takes a step back, getting pressured, just dancing around. Can't find anything. Tripped up and sacked again for a yard loss. And now you've got 4th and 14. Lloyd screaming in the chat, that's where the defense is. So let's see. The Ravens are going to go for a field goal. They're just going to go for points on the board here. Here we go. Snap, hold, kick is up, and that is no good. Oh, they say it's good. That looked like it missed. That looked like it missed to me. Can you replay a field goal? That did not look good to me. That had to go directly over the upright then. That had to go directly over the upright because that looked like it fucking missed. But either way, they're saying it counts. So now it's a 4-point game, 4-point lead for Detroit. They're getting the ball back. If Detroit gets points on this drive, if they get a field goal, it's again a 7-point game. If they get a touchdown, now you're talking about it's a 11-point game. I feel like if Detroit gets a touchdown on this drive, that's close to dagger time. I was going to say, Lloyd, to me, it didn't look good either. That's why I was confident in saying it's no good. And then they showed the ref saying it's good. It's like, can we use replay assist on this one? Like, we have cameras everywhere else. You have 360 cameras you can do shit. Put a fucking 360 camera on the top of the fucking upright. Why aren't we there yet? For everything the NFL does and all the other fucking... You got fucking pylon cams. We've got fucking helmet cams. We've got ref cap cams. We've got jockstrap cams. We have all these other fucking cameras. Put some fucking dome cams on the top of the fucking uprights. Put a fucking GoPro up there. Who gives a shit? And just see if these fucking things are good or not. Lloyd in the chat says, Detroit on this drive needs to run. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I meant. It's like that had to go right over the top. And it did, so that is good. That looked like it went over the upright. If it goes over the upright, it's good still. So all right. That didn't look good, but upon further review, it's good. Kickoff going to be received at the 5-yard line by Detroit. Run out to the 20, to the 25, to the 30. Spins to the 35, and that is where they will start this drive. This is a pivotal drive in the game, ladies and gentlemen. If I had a sponsor, this is where I would put one. Pivotal drive brought to you by Dude Wipes. When you're going to shit yourself over your team's anxiety, don't forget to bring the Dude Wipes. We don't have a sponsor, but if we did, we could do that. Dude Wipes, you can make it. You sponsored the Browns' shitty fucking uniforms. You can sponsor a shitty fucking YouTube podcast. You could do it. I know you can. We love you. Give me money. 1st and 10 from the 35. Goff takes the snap, hands it off to Gibbs, and that's going to be good for about 5 yards, roughly 5 yards. Depends on the referees. They might only say 3 because they're a bunch of blind cocksuckers. Nope, they say 2nd and 5. Look at that. All right, good job. Good job, officials. You didn't fuck that up. I hate this particular crew of officials. Not just from the Giants game a week ago, not just from this game, which they've been fucking terrible at, but from just in the past. I know that, I forget the fucking official's name, if it is John Hussey or not, but just these guys fucking suck. 2nd and 5 upcoming. Goff. Play action. Throws over the middle. Oh, tipped away at the final minute there by Wiggins. 3rd and 5 upcoming. Great defensive play there by the Baltimore secondary player. Tesla was the intended receiver. That should have been pass interference. He had his hand around his waist. That's an automatic pass interference call in any fucking world. Oh, the official had his back to the play. That's why. That's great. Good job running down the field and not keeping your eye on the fucking play, Mr. Official. So 3rd and 5. Lions have to get to the 45 for a first down. Play clock's at 0. That's going to be a 5-yard penalty for delay of game. They did not get the snap off. So 3rd and 10 now. Did they? The flag was thrown. I saw it on the field, so the flag stays. Remains 14. Flags goes from 13 to 14. But the officials are saying the Lions took a timeout before the flag was thrown, which I don't know about that. But either way, the Lions are now down to only one timeout. Is that going to play big in this game later on? We're going to see here. So it saves it from being 3rd and 10. Lions are down a timeout, but it is 3rd and 5. The Lions still have to get to the 45. Goff back. He's going to pull it down, and he throws it into the ground. He should have run. He had the ability to run it. He would have got there. He might have taken a hit, but he could have gotten there. Oh, no. Oh, Goff, what are you doing? And he threw it right into the ground, too. Crafty in the chat with a great dad joke says, what a goof by Goff. And it was. That was a bad decision. Should have just run it. Had it. You might have taken a hit, but you could have gotten the first down, I think, and then slid. Punt is gotten at the 11-yard line by the Ravens. Return to the 21. 10-yard return. And that is where the Ravens will now take over with a chance to take the lead in the game. The Lions only have one timeout. Woo, it's crunch time. But see, here's the thing. I said if these games are close, I don't trust the Ravens. Can the Ravens overcome my personal bias and maybe a lot of other people's personal bias about them, about not being clutch, not being able to play in the clutch? Can they overcome that narrative about themselves and come back in this game and snatch a win from the Detroit Lions when it seems like, again, we've talked about it all the time. I said that's the reason why I picked the Lions in this game. I said if the game's close, I don't trust the Ravens' ability in a tight game. This is a chance for the Ravens to prove me and a lot of other people wrong. Can they do it? We're going to find out here momentarily. Lloyd in the chat says, my face at Jared Goff right now. I think it's a pretty good interpretation of the emoji there of the. What are you doing, Jared? Why you do that? I think it's pretty good. I think it's a pretty good impression. ELS in the chat says, "Hey, I'm back. Great to have you back, ELS. I'm sad you ever left. Don't ever leave. Don't leave, man. Don't leave. Stick around. We like having you around here." Currently have 5 concurrent viewers on YouTube. That's a big number for us. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here. Again, you guys that are always in the chat, I thank you so much for joining us, and we love you. You guys have been supporting us through thick and thin, through lots of no viewers, through all the years, and I certainly do thank you guys so much for sticking around with us as we try to grow this brand, grow this channel, and hopefully get a little bit better as we go along. So thank you for staying with us here on Stay Tuned Sports. Hand off to Derrick Henry, and he's going to fumble the ball. He fumbles it, and the Lions recover at the 19-yard line. Holy shit! Hutchinson knocked it loose. And Derrick Henry with another disastrous late-game fumble. Oh, I don't believe it. I'm just saying, can the Ravens overcome their not clutch play? Can they do that? And on the first play of the drive where we asked them to prove it, and Derrick Henry's beating up the bench when you should be beating up your hand, when you got to learn to hold on to the fucking ball. So now from the 21-yard line, from the 16-yard line, it's going to be handoff to Montgomery, gain of 3 yards, 2nd and 7, upcoming for the Lions. Oh, my God. Crafty in the chat says, just like Dan Campbell drew it up all along. Never a doubt. Oh, my God. I can't believe that. That can't do it again. Tight game, close game against a very good opponent. That's not going to. And he does it again. Derrick Henry, of all people. Handoff to Montgomery again. That's going to be a first down to the 5-yard line. First and goal, Detroit. Never mind, we have a flag, and it's apparently not going to count. It's going to be against the Lions. They're going to say personal foul, face mask. They got to keep the Ravens in the game. Let's see. I don't know about that. The other guy had his hands in his face mask, too. Wow, that's questionable. So now it's 2nd and 22 coming up here for the Lions. Ooh, I hate this officiating crew. I'm not even a Lions fan, and I hate this fucking crew because they did this to the Giants last game. So now from the 28-yard line, handoff to Gibbs, and that's going to be a half a yard gain. 3rd and 21 and a half. Let's see what Detroit does here. It's a great opportunity for Detroit. They had a face mask call on him, which I thought was a little bit questionable, so we will see. But it's 3rd and 21. There's got to be a flag there. No flag for pass interference. And it's going to be 4th and 21. So here we go. 45-yard attempt from Master Bates, and that is right down the middle. 31-24, 6:35, 7-point lead for the Lions. That penalty call was I think that's a real bad call there. Because the Lions could have put this game away. That felt like there was a call from somebody in the air, like get anything to move it back and try to stop that. Not that I'm a conspiracy theorist. But by the way, we've hit the over. We are at 55 points, and the over-under when this game went live was 52.5. So the over is hit. If you bet the over, you're pretty good. Hamster says Henry is the only running back currently in NFL to fumble in every game. And that's it. The fumble against the Browns didn't come back to bite them. But the fumble against the Bills, obviously huge turning point in that game, led to the Bills coming back to win. And the fumble here has now given the Lions, again, a 7-point lead where the Ravens had a chance to take the lead on that particular drive. Can they get that out of their heads? Can they go ahead and have a drive to at least tie this game now in the fourth quarter? And maybe, like you guys were hoping, bring it to overtime. That is a possibility right now. Overtime looming large in Baltimore if they score a touchdown, which they have to do. ELS in the chat says, talking to Lloyd about having a need maybe to get yourself a face full of pocket sand. He says, I have a weird feeling that the Lions are going to screw this up. ELS trying to put a little jinxie jinx on the Detroit Lions, as he would, being a Packers fan. Hamster says, here we go. And indeed we are. Woo! Boy, what a fucking game we got here. I'm so glad I'm broadcasting this one, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. My name is King. This is Stay Tuned Sports. If you've been watching along with us, if you know anything about us, if you care, don't care, I don't care. Come in the chat, talk with us, say hi, say hello, say how you doing, say I suck, say this game is crazy, talk anything, I don't give a shit. Right now we're talking about maybe one of the greatest games we've been watching all year so far. Lions, Ravens, hasn't disappointed. Give us a like. Give us a share. Hit that subscribe button if you're brand new here. Hit that notification bell. Or don't. I honestly, at this point, don't give a shit. Just come on in. Enjoy the game. Let's watch it together and enjoy football as just lovely, wonderful Americans. Kick is away. That's going to get brought up to the 31-yard line, and that is where the Ravens will take over. What a game. What a game. What a game. Hamster recognizing the trolling when he sees it with ELS in the chat, saying ELS is just trying to make Lloyd mad. Just ignore. Now you know what we do most of the time with you, Hamster, when you're always trying to piss us all off. First and 10, LamarJackson gets it back. Looks up. He's going to get sacked again. This time, Hutchinson finally gets to him and puts another. That's 6 sacks on the game for this Lions defense against LamarJackson and the Ravens. Hamster says this motherfucker is going to get sacked 60 times. I don't disagree. The Lions defense has been putting in fucking work. Yes, I know you are, Lloyd, because you always troll me and Jimbo with whether or not we're actually mic'd or muted or not now. LamarJackson on 2nd and 16. Steps back, looks, throws. That's going to be caught by Justice Hill out of the backfield. He gets a gain of about 3 yards. 3rd and 13 or 3rd and 12. A long 12 might be the call here, and indeed it is. 3rd and 12 upcoming here for the Ravens. It seems like everybody in the chat is a troll. that the only people we have watching us as trolls? I get it. That's fine. I still love all you guys. 3rd and 12. Lamar is in shotgun. Calling out protections to his boys. Takes the snap. Lions rush. Lamar steps up. He's going to get tackled again. But this time it's not a sack, technically, because he gained about 2 yards. So it's going to be 4th and 10, 4th and 11 upcoming. And the Ravens are going to have to punt with 4 minutes and 44, 43 clock is running. The Ravens, they are never beating the allegations at this point. I said it going in. I said it all week. I said that's why they picked the Lions, because I said in these close, tight situations, can the Ravens overcome their own narrative there of being bad in the clutch? .424. Boy, they are moving that ball all the way up to the 30-yard line is where the punt went out. Terrible punt by the Ravens. Wow. And here's the thing I'm going to say. This game is 31-24. You wouldn't think somebody would normally say in a game that's kind of high scoring like this. But the story of this game, I think, is going to end up being the Lions' defense, especially in the clutch, especially when it came down to crunch time here. And again, the Ravens have made mistakes. They have folded. Can the Lions finally put it away on this drive? Hand off to Gibbs. He's going to cut the corner. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that first down play. 2nd and 3 upcoming. 4:16 remaining. He stepped out of bounds, so that's going to stop the clock, which is not what you want to have happen if you're the Detroit Lions. You want to keep that clock moving. What do we say all the time? In these critical moments, you have to be a good, cool, professional clock sucker. You cannot let that clock stop. You got to keep on sucking that clock until there's nothing left, until you're tired and sore. Don't stop being a world-class clock sucker. 2nd and 3. Another handoff for the Lions. He gets pushed through. That's a first down to the 41-yard line. 4:08, 4:07, 4:06 and counting here in the fourth quarter. My name is King. This is Stay Tuned Sports. You're watching a fucking classic here with us as the Lions are up 31-24 against the Baltimore Ravens, trying to put it away here in Baltimore at the Bank, M&T Bank Stadium. And I don't know if anybody has known anybody who's ever had an M&T Bank account or has worked at M&T Bank, but M&T Bank can go fuck themselves because they were pretty shitty to my sweet Pepper Jack, and I hate them for it. Handoff here again on 1st and 10. That's going to be a gain of 2 yards for the Lions. 2nd and 8 coming up. Clock is still ticking into the future. Offensive line, little limping, a little tired. Penny Sewell, he's moving around, but you know what? The taste of victory will be sweet, and it makes all the pain go away until you wake up the next morning and you can't fart without an ache. Second and 8. We are at 250, 248, 247. Another handoff here. This is going to be a gain of 3 yards to where it's marked off by the official. 3rd and 5 coming up. And they will have to run another play before the 2-minute warning. The clock is just 1 second off. So Goff is up at the line. He's got trips to his right. Clock is at 3, 2, 1. Goff steps back, looks, throws out of the backfield. It's going to be caught. And Gibbs is going to get to the 50-yard line. Is yard short. He's 1 yard short. It's 4th down and 1. At the 2-minute warning, 4th and 1. Dan Campbell at midfield. Can put the game away if you go ahead and get a first down here. What do you do? Oh, man, this is decision time. Do you punt it away, leave it in the hands of your defense, which have done so well all game? Do you put it in the hands of your offense to gain 1 yard? Can you gain 1 yard and basically ice the game? Ravens still have all 3 of their timeouts, so it wouldn't be a complete icing, but it would really put it on life support for the Ravens. Right now, Hamster in the chat screaming, "We want overtime." Lloyd in the chat saying, "Overtime isn't happening." Lloyd is our resident Lions fan. He doesn't want an overtime. Hamster is our resident troll. He wants an overtime. Lloyd says, "I think he should go for it." ELS says, "Punt. Leave it in the hands of the defense." I'm going to be honest. If I'm me, I might punt it and say, give it to my defense. I'm a big defensive guy. But here's one thing we have to understand. Who is Dan Campbell? Who is Dan Campbell? You're on the 50. Can ice the game. The allure might be too much for Dan. The allure of it. He sees that 1 first down. Let's push it. Let's push it. Let's see what we can do. Maybe he sees it that way. Do you go for it? And if you miss it, you leave it in the hands of your defense to stop LamarJackson from going 50 yards. You've done well the last 2 drives, but giving Lamar only half a field to go through, I don't know. Now, again, it is the Ravens in crunch time, so we'll see. Hamster just wants more football. ELS is chanting for overtime. ELS says if they don't get the 4th down, they're going to leave in great field position. I don't disagree. This is why this is a risky, squeaky bum decision coming up here. Will we get big balls Dan Campbell here, or will we get professional football coach Dan Campbell? And we're getting big balls Dan Campbell. Woo! Strap in, ladies and gentlemen. Strap in. Oh, my God. The Lions line up. They're calling it officially 4th and 2. They have to get to the Ravens 49. They're on their own 49. Play action. Goff looks, throws over the middle. Caught! First down. Lions. Amon-Ra St. Brown gets it. We got a flag down, though. If the officials take this back, motherfucker. Holding on the Ravens. That will be declined. First down, Lions. Holy shit. What a call. I kind of figured, Lloyd. I was like, it's Dan Campbell, man. That's what he is. Hamster in the chat says ball game. Crafty says gutsy as fuck with that call. Absolutely. If that pass is off, if it's just not right, if Amon-Ra drops it, there's so many things. As the old saying goes, 3 things can happen with the ball in the air. 2 of them are no good. But the Lions get it. So now the Ravens are going to have to spend all 3 of their timeouts. And then at that point, if the Lions get a first down here at really any point, it's going to be game. And especially depending on where they are in the field, they're already at the 31. I think they're well within field goal range for Jake Bate. So even at this point, the Lions can go for a field goal, make it a 10-point game, and it's over. But it doesn't matter. Montgomery's pulling a 20, 15, 10, down to the 5, touchdown. Lions, and there is your dagger. Wow. You're like, oh, with the Ravens, they can stop them 3 times. It would be a field goal. It's still 10 points. Maybe they could get a block. Again, the way the kicking is gone in week 3, you never know. But, oh, my God, the Lions. And again, much like if we think about the Bills game, now, again, the Bills had to come back from, they still had a long way to go with the comeback against the Ravens in that week 1 game. And the extra point is good. So they had to come back from that game. This game, the Ravens were trying to get back into the game. They were only down 7 points. But Derrick Henry's fumble, and again, it's starting to feel like, by the way, 225 rushing yards for the Lions, 82 for the Ravens. Hamster says the Lions beat the best team in the league. Is a 1-2 team really the best team in the league at this point, Hamster? The only team that the Ravens have beat is the Browns. Sorry, ELS, but, I mean, the Browns are the Browns. But, again, the Packers beat the Lions. The Packers beat the shit out of the Lions. The Lions have beaten the shit out of the Ravens. The Ravens beat the shit out of the Browns, but the Browns beat the Packers. So, the NFL, baby. Try to figure it out. I can't. Anybody who says they can, they're fucking lying to you. Nobody knows what the fuck is going on in this league. But I think here's the thing we have to understand. The Ravens are never beating the allegations at this point. I was saying it, I'm like, really? Hamster says week 1 doesn't count. Eat shit. All right, Hamster, you just can't make up rules as you go along here. We take everything in toto here. We're looking at what games are, what they mean, all of that. But, for a serious discussion here, we're going to have a serious discussion here as the Ravens here are starting from their 35-yard line. 142 remaining. They do have all 3 timeouts. Lamar, deep ball, incomplete. Second down coming. Like, there needs to be, like, I know people have brought it up before. It's the narrative about them, everything about that, especially with the playoffs, that in the clutch, the Ravens fold. The Ravens can't play in the clutch. They always fold in the clutch. They always fuck up. Unless they're blowing a team out, they're not going to win. And I really thought maybe this game was going to be different going into the game. I was like, maybe this is the game where the Ravens break that narrative. They're tired of hearing that narrative. They're tired of having that. But here we are with another game, close, tight, and now you're getting down to crunch time, and somebody on the team, whether it's Lamar, whether it's Derrick Henry, whether it's a defensive play receiver, Lamar's going to get sacked for the 7th time all the way back at the 17-yard line. 3rd and forever coming up here. 7 sacks for this Lions team. And again, they go ahead and they do the exact thing that everybody has complained about them. So at this point, like if you're a Ravens fan or if you're the Ravens yourselves, like if people bring it up, you can't get pissed, you can't get mad because it is who you are. Like at this point, there's too much evidence for who you are as a team. Oh, bounced off there, did Justice Hill off tackle. They would have had him before the first down, but he gets out of bounds and gets the first down. That's poor tackling by the Lions. But you can't, like, here it is again, just another thing. You're facing a good team like the Bills in a tight situation, and again, you fold. You've done it to the Chiefs. You've done it in the playoffs to, again, to the Bills last year in the playoffs, the Bills in week 1 here. You got the Lions in this game. You go back even further, the Chiefs in the championship game 2 years ago. The other playoff exits they've had. That one game they played against Daniel Jones and the Giants where they had a big lead and they lost. Like, that's going to be caught at the 30-yard line of the Lions. Again, 46 seconds remaining. 1st and 10 for the Ravens. You're not beating the allegations. You're not, like, this is who you are. If you're blowing a team out, yeah, you're good. But if you get into a close game with a good team, you fold. You cannot play in the clutch, and you lose those games. You are an unclutch, unserious contender. No matter how talented you are, no matter how many good players you have, no matter the fact that you have LamarJackson and Derrick Henry and all these receivers and their defense is good, all of it doesn't matter. Because when it comes to those critical pressure moments, you fold. That is who you are. And until you can show people consistently that that is not who you are, then that is who you are. Ravens take a timeout with 35 seconds left. And that's all I want to say, because I was hearing so much pushback from Ravens fans and Ravens players and stuff like that, saying like, we're tired of that narrative that we can't perform in the playoffs or that we don't perform in the clutch. That's not who we are. No. To any Ravens fans out there that might be watching, which I'm sure there's not, to anybody else out there that's watching this or hearing this or saying this about the Ravens, no. This is who you are. You are a unclutch, unserious. You're the Dallas Cowboys of the AFC. You look good on paper. You look good when there's no pressure on you. Touchdown, Mark Andrews. 29 seconds left. Obviously, they're going to go for the onside kick here. Hamster says not over. This is just helping bettors who maybe hit the alternate over-under. Hey, 2 week wins in a row. Go King. Good job. Ravens are going to go for 2. Not sure why. LamarJackson incomplete. So it remains an 8-point game, and then we got a flag here. Penalties on both guys, so there's 2 flags on that play, actually. So it goes up to 18. And they're going to retry. LamarJackson again takes a snap back, looks, throws towards the back of the end zone, overthrows Zay Flowers. So again, the 2-point conversion is no good. 58. 58 was my tiebreaker number that I picked for this game. I picked 58 in that and in my family's picks too, because I figured I kind of figured it'd be a back and forth kind of game like this, maybe not as much like this, but 68 points is. My nephew picked that, actually, because I was like, oh, I don't know. My nephew kind of picked it real big like that. Oh, my phone's dead? All right, I got to charge this motherfucker. I think my nephew picked like 62, 63, something like that. Thomas, the one that you can vote for to be Youth Athlete of the Year. Smart kid, apparently. Because he knew it was going to be a lot of points. 65. He picked 65. Turned out to be 68 was the point total here so far. Baltimore's lining up for an onside kick. And there's the kick. Bounce gets the high bounce, but the Lions get it. And that is going to be the game. Lloyd had 11 too? Okay. Oh, yeah, Lloyd had 11 wins. Okay. I am the winner. 2 weeks in a row, baby. 2 weeks in a row. That's good. I usually am terrible at picks. Last year I was fucking ass at picks. So it's good to see I'm off to a good start this year. Off to a good start. There's the kneel down from Goff. The Ravens are not going to stop the clock. And ladies and gentlemen, your final from M&T Bank Stadium, the Detroit Lions 38, the Ravens 30, and what is one of the best games we've seen in the year so far. Remember, just earlier in the early part of this fourth quarter, ESPN had the Ravens at a 75% chance to win. And that is not what happened. That is not what happened. The Detroit Lions pull it off. They are 2-1. And the Ravens, everybody said, Ravens. They are 1-2 after blowing 2 games that they had really good, a control of and a chance to win. One against the Bills and one where it was a back and forth battle, but in a tight game you could do it, and it looks like they were going to do that. They had a chance to, because the Lions were only up by 3 at that point. They had a real chance to take the lead at that point, and fumbled it away with Derrick Henry, and just the Ravens are an unserious team. The Ravens are not. They're good on paper. But when it comes to the field and it comes to those tight games and those tight moments against good teams, they fold every single fucking time. Every time. You can set your watch to it. They are the Dallas Cowboys of the AFC. Sorry, that's what they are. Like the Cowboys of the last 20 years, 25 years. Good on paper, look good. Oh, they can play games, but when it comes time to actually play the game, they will find a way to fuck it up. And they'll beat up on the lesser opponents, and they'll blow those teams out. And if they're blowing teams out, yeah, that's fine. Everything's sunshine and rainbows. Look at LamarJackson. Oh, MVP LamarJackson. But when it comes to actually get the job done in the crucial, critical moments, you can always count on the Ravens to fail and to fall, as they did again tonight, as they now fall to 1-2. And I called it. I kind of said that's why I picked the Lions. I said if this game is close, if it's a tight game back and forth, I said the Ravens will find a way to fuck it up, and they will be unclutch as they always are. And they were unclutch. I don't even know if that's a fucking word, but I'm using it. They were unclutch in this game. But thank you, everybody, so much for joining us here on this lovely Monday night football game between the Lions and the Ravens. I thank all of you for your watching, for your support, for your likes, for your shares, for your subscriptions, for your notification bells, for your comments in the chat. Everybody, I love you. You have no idea how much I do. We love it. I love the banter. I love the questions. I love the talk. I really do enjoy you guys. You guys make this so much better, a much better experience. And I thank you all so much. I will be back here tomorrow with the countdown of mine and Jimbo's power rankings in the middle of the day somewhere. I'll record it in the middle of the day. I'll upload it there for the 4:45 spot. So we'll have that out there ready for you guys. And then Wednesday will be the flagship show where me and Jimbo will go ahead and we'll go over this game. We'll go over some of our countdown probably again. And we'll look forward to week 4 in the NFL, and of course all the pressing news in the NFL and all of sports here. So, with that being said, oh shit, Crafty, that's a good point. The Bengals are now atop the NFC North again. Yikes. Right now, hey, listen, everybody, technically, the Cincinnati Bengals are a better team than the Baltimore Ravens. Soak that in for a little bit. Soak it in. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your Monday night, and welcome to fall, as we're now officially in the autumnal season. It's been great. It's been fun. And until I see you again tomorrow at 4:45 with the countdown, my name is King. This has been Stay Tuned Sports. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Have a wonderful and great evening.